Lansing's only sports station. The Game, 7:30.
Let's play.
Thank you and good afternoon. Welcome to an early edition of high school football here on the Game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Dowding Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission. I am Brock Palmbos. Glad you're joining us here this afternoon. It is afternoon because we're at Everett tonight. Everett hosting East Lansing in a special 6 o'clock kickoff, so we're on the air a little bit earlier than normal. Got a big one tonight in the CAAC Blue. Lots of other action. We'll tell you about that later on during the broadcast. But in this hour, the veteran head coach of the East Lansing Trojans, Bill Farraco, followed by my interview with the fifth-year head coach for Everett. He's Jaleel Canny, an Everett alum. And then my two-part interview with Brian Calloway, the prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal. But now it's time for another edition of This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
Another entry into the football record book. And the soccer postseason puts foot to ball in just a few days. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Westland John Glenn's James Phillips Jr. returned an interception from one end zone to the other for a touchdown against Wayne Memorial last Friday. Now, if you're like me, when you saw that play or read about it, you thought, is that a record? How many people have done that before in Michigan? And who keeps track of all that? Well, MHSAA.com has all of those answers and more for all of the sports we sponsor, not just football. In this case, Phillips's pick six ties the record for the longest interception return for a touchdown, 100 yards, set 40 times in history. Birmingham's Tom Tracy was the first to do it against Hazel Park in 1951. The only time it's happened in an MHSAA final was in 1991, when Battle Creek Penfield's Jason Livengood did it against Negaunee in Class CC. All of those interception returns go into the book as 100 yards, even if the pass is picked off deep in the end zone. That's the same for kickoff and punt returns and fumble returns. It's the standard used by the National Federation of State High School Associations and how the MHSAA determines all records. Schools must submit statistics on record-worthy performances, which are evaluated to see if they fit NFHS criteria and MHSAA standards. To see the record book for any of our sports, log on to MHSAA.com. Click on that sport and then click Records. You'll see team and individual records, championship game records, and coaching records. And if you have a record to submit, you can email it to us at records@MHSAA.com. But please be sure to include as much documentation as possible, including a copy of the scorebook, the yearbook, even a newspaper article. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Midland Dow's Victoria Garces. She was first in the Elite Division at the Shepherd Blue Jay Invitational with a time of 17 minutes, 26 seconds. The Allen Park Swim and Dive team, they captured their first Downriver Classic title since 2010, using a strong team effort to win in the 10-team event. And to Colin Lambert of Ogama Heights. He scored the game-winning touchdown with a minute left in a 41-34 win over Clare.
Graduating seniors could qualify for a tuition-free skills certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
We're on the golf course today, and our approach into 18 has gone from bad to worse. Or has it? Our shot lands in a puddle in the middle of a bunker, which certainly isn't good. But because water in a bunker is an abnormal course condition, we're allowed free relief. We're able to go to the nearest spot of relief, no closer to the hole, and drop within a club's length of that spot, while still playing from the bunker. Or relief can be taken outside of the bunker, no closer to the hole, and within line of shot, but a penalty stroke is added. So you have two options if you find water inside a bunker. Only one requires you to take a penalty stroke. Of course, the best course of action is to avoid the bunkers altogether.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. District play for boys soccer starts Wednesday, October 9th. The brackets for each of the 4 divisions were released on Sunday, and each district is seeded using the Michigan Power Rating. Brackets and team info is all available at MHSAA.com. 32 district winners in each division will advance to regionals, which start October 22nd. The semifinals are Wednesday, October 30th. And all 4 finals are Saturday, November 2nd, hosted at Grand Ledge High School. Division 4 kicks us off at 10 a.m., followed by Division 3 at 12:30, Division 2 at 3:30, and the day ends with Division 1 at 6 p.m. Postseason soccer tickets can be purchased at gofan.co, and you can watch on the NFHS network. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship, a production of the MHSAA network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll be back next week.
The Game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Joining us once again on the pregame show, brought to you by Doubting Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission, the 21st year head coach for the Trojans of East Lansing High School. He's Coach Bill Faracco. Coach, thanks so much for coming on once again.
Good evening, Brock. Thanks for having me.
Not such a good last Friday night. You did, one thing I can say about East Lansing, you play a tough non-conference schedule. Man, Hudsonville, lose a close one there, and then going to Davison and losing 35-10. Man, what happened in this game is kind of hard to find details on the internet. What happened in this game? The weather was not a factor, I don't think. What was going on?
No. First of all, we played a very good team, the first half we played relatively well, but mistakes in the red zone once again hurt us. We could have, but shouldn't have gone in maybe with a 10-7 or even a 14-7 lead, but that just didn't occur, and they got their things going both offensively and defensively in the second half, and then candidly, our health wasn't where we would have liked it, but that's part of the game, and you have to take care of those things as you go.
Did somebody get hurt during the game? Multiple players? I'm asking because I don't know.
Our health wasn't very good going into the game.
Okay.
So but you know, in those situations, it's the old adage, next guy up. This is your opportunity. You know, one person's adversity is another person's opportunity, but anyhow, Davison was awfully good, and they were the better team.
Bill Faracco joining us here on the pregame show, head coach of the East Lansing Trojans in his 21st season. Your team's in a 2-game losing streak right now. Lost to DeWitt in a heck of a game, 42-35 a couple of weeks ago, and then the loss last week to Davison. What's the mindset of your team right now? Is it still positive? Is it still good?
Yes. We've boiled everything down for the kids as much as we can in understanding where we are and where it is that we want to go. And we've just told them it's a 3-game season now. And the most important game now is the first game. And we'll take care of all the issues that need to be taken care of to get us in a quality position to play very, very competitive, very, very good Everett team. And then get ready for the next one.
Before we talk about Everett, James Blue, your player who got injured a few weeks ago, did he come back and play? How is he doing? People have been wondering and asking.
He's going to play this week, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
He's fine, and he's excited as heck out on the practice field. He came back and went full go for us on Monday.
Oh, that's very good to hear. Nice to hear that. Coach.
And thank you for asking, Brock. Thank you for asking. Appreciate that.
Yeah, people have been wondering because, that injury, it delayed that game about, almost a half an hour. Or it seemed like it was longer than that. And people were wondering because, he got put on the board and people were wondering, oh, my goodness, is this God forbid, paralysis or another major injury, and it sounds like amazing that he's going to be okay, and that's good to hear. Coach, your opponents tonight, well, they're an outstanding team. Only 32 players on varsity, but, man, they are outstanding. The Vikings of Everett, 5-1 on the season, 3-0 in the CAAC Blue, and they've got a terrific combination of quarterback, running back, and wide receivers.
Right. Number one, I think it's number two, and the quarterback are extremely dangerous, and we have to know where they are at all stages of our defensive awareness, and do our best to keep them under control.
Yeah, Najai Davidson, their senior quarterback, threw 4 touchdown passes, 3 to Mason Chadwell. He was one of the guys you're talking about. And their running back, Javari Funchess, over 100 yards and a touchdown run. They're kind of similar to Grand Ledge in the way, because they got a good quarterback, got a good running back, and they got a good wide receiver. But they don't have just one good receiver. They got another good one in T.J. Benson. How do you adjust your coverages defensively to try to defend those guys?
Well, we've been working very hard at identifying, first of all, what they like to do, and primarily that's getting the ball to number one as frequently as possible, and just know where he is, and make sure that that we have coverage on top as well as underneath, and be ready to break on the ball when it's thrown. The quarterback is very dangerous in that if he gets flushed from the pocket, he is very aware of where people are downfield. He keeps his eyes downfield and does a nice job of placing the ball where they can do something with it.
He's Coach Bill Faracco in his 21st season for the Trojans of East Lansing. Other than what you just told me, what are one or two other keys for a big regroup win for East Lansing on the road at Everett?
Well, our preparation has been pretty good this week, so that's a plus. We're healthier than we were. That's a plus. And now we just have to play. And once again, the unforced errors, especially when we get in the red zone, not understanding situational football as well as we should, taking care of the ball, and then from a defensive standpoint, we just have to be aware and have great eye discipline once again, and keep the quarterback inside and defend well and tackle.
He's Coach Bill Faracco, the 21st-year head coach for the Trojans of East Lansing, 3-3 overall, 2-1 in the CAAC Blue. Coach, thanks so much for coming on. Best of luck.
I appreciate it very much, Brock. Thanks for having me. Take care.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN, and the Lansing Sports Network, brought to you by Doubting Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
The game, 7:30 a.m. Right now, traffic.
Beginning to see some average slowdowns on the MDOT traffic cams this afternoon. Okemos Road between West Grand River Avenue and Jolly Road, seeing some slowdowns there, as well as your typical stop-and-go traffic in the Okemos area. No other backups or accidents to report at this time. Got a traffic tip, 888-765-8723. With traffic, I'm Nathan Vettenberg.
WVFN.
Joining us now on the pregame show, the fifth-year coach for the Vikings of Everett High School, 5-1 overall, 3-0 in the CAAC Blue. He's Coach Jaleel Canty. Coach, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. I truly do.
Well, Coach, you're coming off a big win over Grand Ledge at Archie Ross Stadium last Friday night on homecoming, and so impressed with your offense. Your quarterback, Najai Davidson's had an excellent year for you. Got a chance to see him for the first time in person. Very impressive. 3 touchdown passes to Mason Chadwell in the first half, and then another one in the second half. Very impressive. Let's start talking about your quarterback, your senior, Najai Davidson.
Yeah, man. I mean, terrific leader, terrific thrower of the football. He's been dialed in from day one. This is now his fourth year on varsity. His freshman year, he came up and was a 5-quarter guy. So now it's all starting to slow down for him and make sense. So now he's just been doing a terrific job, man. spreading the ball around and getting it out fast, making quick decisions. So been an awesome start of the season for him, and we need him to continue playing well because as far as he goes, we go. So.
Yeah, Mason Chadwell had 3 of those catches, and Javari Funchess had a touchdown run in the second half. So impressed with your offense and defense. Very, very solid against a pretty good Grand Ledge offense. You pretty much took Preston Bonet out of the game. And, Anthony Baker did get over 100 yards, but you were able to contain him fairly well, I thought.
Yeah, man. I mean, the guys play hard. We talk about defense is about having an attitude, about giving effort, and about being tough. And I think our kids defensively, they embodied those qualities from the first to the fourth quarter. I think it's easy to get complacent, especially in a game where we're up 21-6 at halftime. It's easy to come out and relax. And those guys continue focus on the task at hand. Grand Ledge, Bonet's an awesome player. Baker's only a sophomore. He's going to continue just to get better and better. So our guys just play hard, and that's what we've done all season is continue to fight and respond. We've been put in some bad situations, and you've seen guys on our team never duck their head. And those guys just continue to fight. So really, really happy and proud of how they played defensively against a really good offense. And then offensively, scoring points and starting fast is our MO for success. We don't have a lot of depth. So when we start fast and we start making other teams one-dimensional, then that's when we've got a really good chance to be special.
Yeah, you had a 21-6 lead at the half, and after stopping them on the first drive, you went on a 6+ minute drive, and you took your time. You didn't just completely run the ball and not throw it at all. You threw it a few times as well. Even though you didn't score on that drive, you took more than 6 minutes off the clock in the third quarter. Even though you didn't score, I thought that was a key drive in the second half. What'd you think?
Yeah, absolutely. The best defense is having your offense have long drives. So our offense being able to sustain drives, get multiple first downs. Football is a game of field position, being able to flip the field and force a team like Grand Ledge who wants to run the ball, force them to keep lining up and having to run the ball over and over again. That was our plan. So I was really, really happy with being able to take all that time off the clock and protect the lead.
Jaleel Canny, the fifth-year head coach for the Vikings of Everett, joining us on the pregame show. All right, your opponents tonight are the Trojans of East Lansing. They've lost 2 in a row. They're 3-3 on the season, 2-1 in the CAAC Blue. But yet, this is a dangerous team with skill players all over the place.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, their 3 losses are against 3 incredible teams.
Mm-hmm.
An undefeated DeWitt team. They went to Hudsonville. It was a team who beat Rockford. And then just last week against Davidson. So, I mean, that 3-3 record, man, it does not speak nearly to the type of team they are and to the talent that they have on the field. A really, really good running back who can do a lot of things. And once he gets the edge, man, it's really hard to stop. So it's one of those things we're really, 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 really just trying to hone in on them and trying to take it play-by-play, long drives on offense, on defense, not giving up the big plays. And then we'll see what happens.
Coach, looking at your roster, varsity roster, 32 players on varsity. You've got a number of players playing both ways, and you talk about, a lack of depth. Is that something you're concerned about when we get here later on into the season? And hopefully, and it looks like you're going to make the playoffs again, is that something that's always in the back of your mind?
Yeah, absolutely. When you get into close games against teams and you don't have a lot of depth in the third and the fourth quarter, you've seen it last year. A lot of times you see teams start to extend their lead into the second half, and a lot of that's just from being tired and teams leaning on you. So we had a real big point of emphasis in the spring and the summer to really focus on our strength and conditioning and try and get our guys stronger to be able to take on 4 quarters of playing both ways, as well as to get those guys in shape to be able to do it. So it's always a concern. It's always a reality that we know that we're faced with. We're in week 7 of the season now, so a lot of our guys are used to playing both ways. But it is a struggle when you play against some schools like East Lansing will dress 60 and Grand Ledge will dress 60 kids, and they've got new platoons coming in with fresh legs. So that's why I talked about it's so imperative for our team to start fast, even more so than other teams, so we can have the time, the chance to take our time, and we're not rushing to get everything back.
Coach Canny, you're an Everett alum, a proud Everett alum, back coaching your alma mater. How rewarding is it for you personally to see your school come back? Because it's, when Marcel Carruthers was there, he did a really, really good job, and then down for a few years, and then you come in during the COVID year, you don't play in 2020, and now back in the playoffs last year and having even a better season this year. How rewarding is it for you personally?
Yeah, man, I'm proud and I'm grateful. I'm honored every single day I get to wake up and go coach at my alma mater, man. It's a place that holds a lot of fond memories for me, a place that started a lot of the foundation for who I am as a man today. So I'm honored every single day. Every single day I wake up and I'm grateful and thankful that I have the ability to lead these young men, and I want to continue to try and take on the legacy that my head coach, Marcel Carruthers, had and enhance that experience for our student athletes. So super, super proud, super, super grateful, and just want to continue to build this thing from the ground up like we've been doing.
And finally, Coach, what are one or two keys for a big home win over East Lansing on senior night?
Yeah, we got to start fast. I keep talking about it because I know that's key number one, man. We got to start fast in this game. And then we got to limit turnovers and mistakes. I know it's kind of cliche, but if we don't turn the ball over and we start fast, then we'll have a chance. So that's what's going to be the big thing for us is starting fast and then limiting turnovers.
He's Jaleel Canny, the fifth-year head coach for the Vikings of Everett. Coach, thanks so much for coming on. Best of luck against East Lansing. Best of luck rest of the way.
Hey, I truly appreciate it. Thank you for having me on, and look forward to seeing you guys out there tomorrow.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network, brought to you by Dowding Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
The game, 7:30 a.m. Right now, traffic.
Beginning to see some average slowdowns on the MDOT traffic cams this afternoon. Okemos Road between West Grand River Avenue and Jolly Road, seeing some slowdowns there as well as your typical stop-and-go traffic in the Okemos area. No other backups or accidents to report at this time. Got a traffic tip, 888-765-8723. With traffic, I'm Nathan Bell.
Lansing Sports Leader, the game, 7:30 a.m.
Joining us once again on the pregame show, the prep sports editor for the Lansing State Journal. He is Brian Calloway. Brian, we'll start with the game you were at. Mason at St. John's. Big win for Mason. They've rebounded well from the loss to DeWitt in week number 2, and that's a huge win for them, winning at St. John's 40-10. Not surprised Mason won, but by that amount, I was very surprised by that. I thought that would be a closer game, didn't you?
You know, I did, especially with St. John's playing as well as it did, and St. John's had just blown out Williamston the week earlier to stay unbeaten at that point in time. But for Mason, to respond the way that they did, especially in the second half when they held St. John's scoreless and pretty much limited their rushing attack, I mean, that was big for them. And Mason has shown plenty of growth since the early weeks of the season when we saw them get beat by DeWitt pretty handily there in week 2. So definitely a pretty big win for Mason, and they clinched a share of a 6th straight league title in the CAAC Red as well too. So that's pretty special.
Absolutely, yeah. Win a share of the league championship, as did Portland. They blew out Eaton Rapids 64-0 and got some help from some other teams. They clinched a share of the CAAC White Championship. Let's talk about the game that Eric and I were at, Grand Ledge at Everett. First time I'd seen Everett this year. Man, impressed with their offense. Najai Davidson, 4 touchdown passes, 3 of them to Mason Chadwell in the first half. Javari Funchess, a touchdown run, and a solid defense that held Grand Ledge to just 2 touchdowns, 12 points. And they held Anthony Baker in check. He did get his 100 yards, but no massive runs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's impressive because, we saw Anthony Baker against East Lansing a few weeks ago, and he was able to make some noise there in that game. And, Everett is, one of the good stories in the area this year with what they've been able to do so far. I mean, they matched last year's win total with that win last week over Grand Ledge as well, too. So Jaleel Canny's got something going there right now.
He really does, and they've got a really good team. Not very deep, only 32 players on varsity, but they're hanging right in there. Brian Calloway, Prep Sports Editor of the Lansing State Journal. All right, we got to get to the game of the year in the CMAC. It's always PW and Fowler. This year, no exception. Fowler wins it at home, 14-11. They've got the inside track to the CMAC title. 2 more wins get it for them outright. Great win for Fowler. That's impressive.
Yeah, for them to be able to beat Palmbos Westphalia for the second time in 3 years as well, too, because PW's just pretty much had a dominant run in that conference with the only losses coming to Fowler. I mean, they've only lost 2 league games since at the start of 2015, and now both of those have come at the hands of Fowler. So pretty massive win for Fowler to be able to do what it did and win at home in a tight game.
Yeah, Jacob Halfman's had a great year for Fowler this season. All right, some of the other action around the area. Hazlitt at Williamston. Hazlitt, that's a huge win for them to beat arch rival Williamston on the road. Williamston struggling all season long this season, which is a surprise to many. But Corey Amakri, 299 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns. Hazlitt, they're 3-3 on the season, still alive for a playoff berth.
No, they are, and I've been told that he actually got a yard added to that total, so now it's up to 300.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a big win for Hazlitt. They'd be the first team outside the playoffs in Division 4 if the season ended today. So there's still work for them to do, but definitely a pretty big win for them to be able to get to 3-3, and then obviously they have a big game this week against St. John's where Masons lose, they could earn a share of the CAAC Red title as well too.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, Bath at Langsburg, the battle for the County Line Trophy. It goes to Bath this year. Big win for them, winning on the road at Langsburg. Bath, a team that's 3-3 on the season, looking for a playoff possibility. Made the playoffs last year. Big win for them, beating their arch rivals. I know Langsburg is down, but anytime you get the County Line Trophy, it's a big deal.
Definitely a big deal, and obviously they're trying to get to the playoffs for a third straight year as well, too. So that's a big win for them because I don't think prior to making it last year for a second straight year, I don't know if they have ever made it in the playoffs in consecutive seasons in school history. So to maybe do that 3 times in a row would be big for that program.
All right, and moving on, 2 more teams staying undefeated. Well, 3, actually. 8-man football, Portland St. Pat's, they take care of Vesterberg at home. And in 11-player football, Leslie wins at home against Napoleon. They got a great chance to win the Cascades Conference. And Ovid Elsie wins at Birch Run. They got a chance to win the Mid-Michigan Athletic Conference. Once again, both those teams 6-0 now.
Yeah, Leslie, best start since 2012. I mean, what they've done has been impressive, and they're a win away from claiming a share of a league title. Ovid Elsie is a win away from claiming the share of a league title, and they have a massive game this week against Chesaning. And then you said Portland St. Patrick. They're another team that has a massive game in front of them as well, too, against Fulton. And, they're a win away from claiming at least a share of a league title as well.
And St. Pat's goes to Fulton this week. We'll talk about that coming up in the next segment. And that next segment is coming up. We're talking with Brian Calloway, the prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal. We've reviewed week number 6. We're going to preview week number 7 coming up after this on the game 730 AM WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network, brought to you by Doubting Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
Lansing's only sports station, the game 730.
Let's play.
Back for another segment with Brian Calloway, the prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal. All right, let's preview week number 7. Hard to believe we're at week 7, but let's talk about teams that can clinch outright league championships. In the CAAC Red, Mason hosts Fowlerville. I got Mason in this one. I give Coach Gary Houghton and those players a lot of credit for rebounding from the blowout loss to DeWitt, and they've looked and sounded really, really good so far. I got Mason in this one. How do you see this?
Yeah, I also work with Mason, and, with the job that, Coach Gary Holden has done with that group this year, I mean, that's, he should get some nods for Coach of the Year just kind of with the job that he's done with that group. And, getting a team that had a lot of unknowns entering the season to where they're at right now.
Portland can win the outright CAAC White title. They've looked fantastic all season. Charlotte, a team that has struggled this year at 2-4. I got Portland big in this one. I just think they got too much offense, too much of everything. John Navarra, another terrific coaching job.
Yeah, he's done a great job as well, too. And obviously, Charlotte did pick up a win last week over Ionia, which was a pretty big win for them. And they've had some tight games this year when you look at a couple of overtime losses as well, too. But I like Portland in this one to wrap up the CAAC White outright.
All right, Fowler is at Potterville. Fowler can clinch a share of the league championship if they win at Potterville. I got Fowler big in this one. Potterville, you know what? Give them credit. They have played all 6 games so far after questions the last few years whether they were going to even field a team. Looks like they're going to play all 9 games. That's progress in itself. Don't think it's going to help them tonight against Fowler. I got the Eagles big in this one.
No, I like Fowler as well, too. I mean, they've dominated pretty much every game in the CMAC outside last week's game against former Australia. So I like them to, get another win by a big margin. So I've got Fowler.
DeWitt is at Grand Ledge. Always tough to play at Grand Ledge. DeWitt has lost there in the past, but I think DeWitt's got too much offense here. And I picked the Panthers in the paper for this one. How do you see it?
Yeah, I also picked DeWitt in this one. I mean, they've got it going pretty well right now, coming off a 64-0 win over Holt last week. And, I mean, they've just been clicking on all cylinders. So I like DeWitt. But I know Grand Ledge has played them tough at times. This is kind of a little bit of a rivalry game there, but I like DeWitt in this one.
All right, moving on. St. John's and Hazlitt. You referenced this game in the last segment. Both these teams, Hazlitt's 3-3. They're looking to get into the playoffs, and if Fowlerville can upset Mason, they could get a piece of the league title. St. John's the same way, coming off the loss to Mason. How do you see this one at Jamie Gent Stadium?
Yeah, I like Hazlitt in this one. I think it'll be a tight one. But, there's some urgency factor for Hazlitt. Korea Mockery is coming off a monster performance and will be the best player on the field as well, too. So I'm going to go with Hazlitt in this one.
All right, moving on. Ionia at Lansing Catholic. Can't really win the league championship here because we both got Portland beating Charlotte. So really, Ionia and Catholic playing for playoff positioning. This should be one whale of a game. Catholic has played better, and Ionia's had a good season as well.
Yeah, both of the teams are 4-2 as well, too. I'm going to go on with Lansing Catholic for the fact that they were at home, but these two teams have played some close games in recent years, so I think it will be a good game.
One of the good stories we haven't talked about a whole heck of a lot, Saranac, the team that's tied for second in the CAAC or in the CMAC. I got them 10th in my weekly poll this week, which you can see on the game 730am.com. But they got to go to Bath, and we talked about Bath in the last segment. 3-3. If they can beat Saranac, they're in position to potentially make another playoff berth. How do you see this one?
Yeah, this is a big game in the CMAC. I'm going with Saranac in this game. I mean, they have played well outside of the loss they had. I think it was to Fowler because I think they have PW coming up in next week. But Saranac has played well, so I'm going to go with the Redhawks here.
All right, three more teams that are undefeated. Chesaning is at Ovid Elsie. Ovid Elsie trying to win the MMAC. Talked about that in the last segment. And Leslie is at East Jackson. Leslie trying to potentially get in the Cascade Conference Championship game in week number 9, win that one against a real good East Jackson team, and they'll take a step forward to that. How do you see Leslie and Ovid Elsie?
Yeah, I like Leslie a lot. They're playing East Jackson. East Jackson is still winless this season, so I like Leslie in that game. And Ovid Elsie, Chesaning, Division 6 top 5 matchup with Ovid Elsie being number 3. Chesaning's number 5 in the coaches' rankings as well, too, so it should be a whale of a game. Ovid Elsie has had the upper hand in the series, since these teams have been both members of the MMAC. But so I like Ovid Elsie in this one to pick up a win.
And in 8-player football, 2 big games. Portland St. Pat's undefeated at Fulton. Morris is at Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I like Morris against Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart. And then Fulton and Portland St. Patrick, I think this is going to be a good game, but I picked Portland St. Patrick to pick up the win here.
Yeah, so did I. I think they're going to get to 7-0 on the season. And finally, the game you're going to hear, the game you're going to be at Archie Ross Stadium, the game Eric and I will be broadcasting here in a few minutes from Archie Ross Stadium, East Lansing at Everett. East Lansing coming off 2 losses in a row. Everett surging right now with a big win over Grand Ledge. They're in great position right now, not only for another playoff berth. Looks like that's going to happen regardless, but hey, they've put themselves in a position to contend for the CAAC Blue outright championship because they play DeWitt in week number 9. How do you see this one?
Yeah, Everett is in the conversation. They're tied for first with DeWitt, as you said. Obviously, this is a big game and will go a big way towards determining those goals. But even if they are to drop this game, I mean, they still have some opportunities in front of them, obviously, with a game against DeWitt to end the season here. But I went with East Lansing in this game. I know East Lansing's 3-3. I know they've lost 2 straight, but if you look at the schedule that East Lansing has played, I mean, they played some very tough teams. The loss they had in week 2 was to Hudsonville, and Hudsonville's as a team that has been ranked in the top 10 in Division 1, and they knocked off Rockford. And then last week they lost to Davison. Davison is a top 10 team in Division 1. And then obviously the other loss is to DeWitt, and they are the team that's played DeWitt the toughest of anybody, only losing to them by a touchdown. And they had a chance to tie that game, at the end of the game when they were driving as well, too. So I'm going to go with East Lansing in this game to win on the road.
I took Everett, so we'll see what happens with that. Brian Calloway, Prep Sports Editor of the Lansing State Journal, thank you for coming on. When we talk next week, we will review week number 7 and preview, hard to believe, week number 8. Thanks, Brian.
Hey, no problem, Brock. Thanks for having me.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network, brought to you by Doubting Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
The game, 7:30 a.m. Lansing weather.
Our mid-Michigan weather forecast for tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, a low of 46. On Saturday, we see some more sunshine, but it is a cooler day, a high of 66. On Sunday, rain showers, a high of 58, and Monday, scattered showers, a high of 51. From News 10, I'm First Alert meteorologist Darren Rockhold.
Lansing Sports Station. The game, 7:30 a.m.
And a pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of high school football here on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Doubting Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission. We are at Archie Ross Stadium on the campus of Everett High School on the south side of Lansing for the second week in a row, and another big matchup in the CAAC Blue that has major league and playoff implications. It's the Trojans of East Lansing at 3-3 overall, 2-1 in the CAAC Blue against the host Vikings of Everett. They're 3-0 in the CAAC Blue, 5-1 overall. Good afternoon. I'm Brock Palmbush. Alongside me is Eric Doc Love. It's senior night here at Archie Ross Stadium for Everett. And this Everett squad, Doc, a very senior-laden group. They've got about 20 of their 32 players on varsity are seniors. Maybe part of the reason why they're 5-1 right now.
Exactly. Playing their best football as well of the season. We were here last week, like you mentioned, and they got a big win against Grand Ledge in that one, 35-12. Najai Davidson, 13 for 27, 205, 4 touchdowns. Senior Mason Chadwell, 5 catches, 71, and 3 touchdowns. And Javari Funchess, the junior, one of the non-seniors for this team, 22 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown. A big win for them. They scored early, and then they slowed things down in the third quarter and took the air out of the ball and held on for the victory.
And still was able to score. And they didn't completely shut down the passing game either. They still threw the ball in the second half. Because his, meaning quarterback Najai Davidson, we'll talk about him a lot tonight, threw his 4th touchdown pass in the second half. But you mentioned Mason Chadwell in the first half, catching 3 first-half touchdowns. He will not be playing tonight, unfortunately, for Everett. He is in a walking boot right now, and we're not sure what happened, whether he got hurt in the game. I can't remember if he got hurt in the game or not. If not, then, suffering the injury in practice, that's a tough loss for them.
Well, that's their number one receiver. That's their he's committed to Saginaw Valley State. Coming into this ballgame, 29 catches, 519 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So there's your number one target for Davidson, the quarterback. So other guys are going to have to step up for him. You'll see here a little bit more Karan Turnley out there, maybe a little more Eugene Allen Jr., the senior wide receiver. Javari Funchess, the running back, might have to catch some more passes out of the backfield.
And T.J. Benson as well, number 12.
So I got other guys that have to step up for Davidson in this one for the Vikings and try to stay undefeated in the blue.
As for East Lansing, they suffered a loss last week to Davison, 35-10, but found out before the game. Star running back Jace Clarizio did not play. Now, he's battled injuries throughout his career. He's missed games last year as a junior and even as a sophomore as well. He missed the game last week, and obviously that makes a huge difference. He's probably, when he's fully healthy, he's an all-stater, headed to Michigan State next year, but you would think, had he played, it at least would have been closer.
Yeah, it was a 35-10 loss at Davison. Now, Davison's probably a top 10 team overall in the state of Michigan. They've been very good this year and years past. But, the score might have been a little bit closer in that one. Maybe they'd have given them a little bit more of a chance for the Trojans on the road. They've lost 2 in a row now. We saw them a couple weeks ago at home against DeWitt in that 42-37 loss. Clarizio had 3 touchdowns and 183 yards in that ball game. But the defense made some plays. The offense just couldn't get things done to tie it up there late. But they're hanging out in the playoffs, Brock. They're sitting at 22nd right now in Division II.
Yeah, let's talk about that. By the way, East Lansing, of course, they're coached by Bill Faracco in his 21st season. Jaleel Candy, the former Everett Viking, he's the coach here at on the south side. He is in his 5th season. Yeah, let's talk about that. We're at the time of the year where you talk about playoff point summary. And let's talk about first the teams that we're broadcasting tonight. Everett, they are number 9 in points in Division 2. And despite the 3-3 record, East Lansing, number 22 in points in Division 2. Of course, that's obviously the schedule they play. Not just Davison. They've played Hudsonville, and they've played DeWitt, who, by the way, is number 1 in the state in Division 3 at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So that has helped them a little bit. Everett sitting in 9th, like you said, in Division 2. They're 58.333. East Lansing is 50.333 at number 22. East Lansing obviously trying to win this ballgame on the road, but even a loss for them tonight could keep them in the playoffs because of the tough schedule they've played so far.
Absolutely. And next week they host Waverly. You would favor them to win that one. And then going to Holt in week number 9, you would favor East Lansing in that one. So they'd be one of the teams potentially that could get in at 5-4.
Meanwhile, Everett at 5-1 right now, Brock, they've already matched their win total from last season completely. That was their first playoff appearance in 10 years. Was last year, and they played East Lansing in the first round and lost in that one.
Yep, hung with them for a half, and then just kind of fell apart. Remember, head coach Gillo Canny, he got himself ejected in the second. He was not happy with the officiating, and he had to miss the first game of the season this year.
Yep,
in a game that they won earlier this season. Oh yeah, they played Sexton in week number 1 at home, and they did beat Sexton pretty easily. So that's what we got here. The officials are out in the middle of the field. Oh, by the way, Everett won the coin toss before the game, before we came on the air, and they deferred to the second half. East Lansing receiving. I'm a little surprised by that because Everett head coach Jaleel Canning, you heard in the pregame show, told me they like to get out early because of the relative lack of depth. Again, they only have 32 varsity players right now, and a couple key guys are out tonight.
Yeah, without having Mason Chadwell out there, especially. I'm surprised last week they win the toss last week, and they elected to keep the ball.
Yeah.
And that one, and I was like, well, most times teams usually defer, but now we know why. Their strategy is to score early on teams and try and get up on them, so it's a surprise that they would win the toss and defer. Maybe they've got a different strategy so far this week.
Well, we'll see. This is one of many games around the Mid-Michigan area tonight. Other action in the CAAC Blue. DeWitt is at Grand Ledge. Holt is at Waverly. Congratulations to Waverly. Got their first win of the season last week, beating Okemos on the last play of the game out at Marizita Stadium. Speaking of Okemos, they beat Coldwater. They play Coldwater this week at home. Hazlitt, huge win over Williamston last week. Corey Amakri, who's our high school student athlete of the week, he's got a 3.9 grade point average. Just a junior, all he did was rush for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns against arch rival Williamston, and that keeps Hazlitt alive in the CAAC Red Race, and also, and just as, if not more important, keeps them alive in the
playoffs.
In the playoff race. They're just outside the top 32 in Division, I believe it's Division 4, but that certainly keeps them alive there. Williamston, by the way, is at Eastern tonight. They're getting underway at 6 o'clock. Fowlerville is at Mason. You know what? Mason doing a terrific job rebounding from the loss to DeWitt. They have not lost since then. Beat Fowlerville tonight. They're the outright CAAC Red champs once again.
They had a huge win last week at St. John's. It was a close ball game at halftime, and then Mason just took over in the second half.
40-10. Yeah, Case and Carswell, a big second half. Portland can win the outright CAAC White championship again if they beat Charlotte on the road. They're favored to do that. Charlotte only 2-4 on the season. Olivet is at Lakewood, a game that has playoff implications for Olivet. Ionia at Lansing Catholic, one of the games we were considering actually, that has major playoff implications. Both of those teams are 4-2. Eaton Rapids is at Sexton. Sexton made the playoffs last year. Looking to do the same again this season. They are at Portland next week. They should take care of Eaton Rapids, but we'll see. Saranac is at Bath. That's the top game in the CMAC. Saranac 5-1 on the season, having a great season. Their only loss was to Fowler earlier this year. Bath trying to get themselves into the playoffs. They are in playoff consideration right now. They are number 31 in points in Division 7. Remember, the top 32 teams in each class, as far as computer points go, get into the playoffs, and then they bracket it down from there. Langsburg is at Dansville tonight, two teams that have struggled. Perry is at Pewamo, Westphalia. Fowler is at Potterville. Leslie, 6-0 on the season. They're at East Jackson. They got a chance to win the Cascade Conference this year in only their second year in that conference. Ovid Elsie hosts Chesaning this week. Ovid Elsie's had another great season. Stockbridge at Sand Creek. Maple Valley at Reading. St. Pat's goes up to Middleton to play Fulton, who's very, very good. St. Pat's having another great season. Morris they've got a tough game as well. They're at Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart. And Weberville at 2-4 if they win out, they can somehow get into the playoffs at 5-4. Starts this week when they host Vesterberg. So that's the action we got. We'll do the best we can via the Twitterverse as far as updates from around the mid-Michigan area. And so there's that. Got to tell you about our great sponsors, Doubting Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission. Jeff and Chris Metz and Doubting Industries. Always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at doubtingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. And by Megan Zemer and her great staff at the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out details at lansingsports.org. All right, before we take a break for the national anthem and get things started, we got to get to your keys to the game.
Well, let's start with the the road team, the East Lansing Trojans. I think Clarizio missed last week. Getting him established early on in this ballgame would be key for Coach Bill Faracco. I think get him out there if he needs a break. Obviously, you've got Duarte Sams Jr. come in there and can spell him as well. But I think the run game early on for them could be key defensively for East Lansing. It's trying to, coming in this ballgame, I thought it'd be cover Mason Chadwell, but that is not a key for them anymore. They don't have to worry about him so much. I think it's more about putting pressure on Najai Davidson, not giving him time back there to throw the ball, because when he has the time, he's got other guys that are capable to make some catches too. We talked about those guys earlier, guys like Eugene Allen, TJ Benson, Karan Turnley, guys like that can step up and play. So I think for East Lansing, keys running early on, getting Clarizio and Sams Jr. established, and then getting pressure on Najai Davidson. Flip side for the Everett Vikings, got to contain the run game. I mean, it's got to be. You've got to shut down Clarizio. If Clarizio is playing in this ball game, he is by far the number one key defensively for you to slow down. You cannot let him run all over, because we've seen it, Brock. He's got the power. He's got the speed. He can run away from you, too. You got to keep him contained. So you might see a little bit more safeties up towards the box to try and slow things down for Everett, but I think you got to get Clarizio contained in this ballgame. And then offensively for the Vikings, I think those guys we mentioned, those guys, the next man up kind of guys, are going to be key. Karan Turnley could be a major factor for them in this ballgame. I want to see guys like him make a play, TJ Benson, whoever it may be. You got to have some of those guys that, were kind of 2, 3, 4 options besides Mason Chadwell. Maybe Jafari Funchess has to catch some passes out of the backfield. Whatever it may be, I think those other guys are going to have to step up, and if they have good games, they got a good chance to win here at home.
Another player for them, Jay Sean Guyton, number 7. He's not playing tonight, so that could be key as well. Some good news for East Lansing. James Blue, remember him in the what was it? The Grand Ledge?
Grand Ledge game. Yes.
He got put on. He got hit hard in the game. He got knocked out of the game.
It was on a kick return.
It was on a kick return, yeah, and he was severely injured. We were really worried about him, that it could have been spinal cord related, paralyzed, something like that, because he was put on the board, put on the stretcher, and taken out by an ambulance. Coach Bill Faracco told me in the pregame show he's dressed and he's going to play tonight.
Yes. That's great news.
That's great news for him, because a lot of people have been concerned whether, number one, most importantly, is he okay?
Yes.
And it sounds like he is. They wouldn't put him out there if he was injured.
No. Yeah. If there was any sort of injury or something that was sustainable like that, he wouldn't be out there playing tonight. That's for sure. He would not be in New Jersey anymore.
No.
So that's wonderful news that he's okay and able to play again.
And it is senior night here at Archie Ross Stadium. The Everett team is out on the field right now. They are standing on the north goal line.
They already announced all the seniors earlier when we came on the air.
Yeah, they've got about, 20, 22 seniors?
Like you said, yeah, a majority of this team is seniors. A lot of these guys have been on the roster for, a number of years, too.
In some cases, 4 years.
Yeah.
Since they were freshmen. So,
and they've seen quite a turnaround.
They have. And this is the finality of it for the seniors. They're gone after this season. So they want to make a deep run into the playoffs, or make a run in the playoffs at all. This is the year to do it. Mm-hmm. And they've got a chance, despite the lack of players, relatively speaking, they've got a chance to do it.
Absolutely.
Because they're explosive. And you'd also think for the playoffs, they would call up some JV guys to have some depth.
Yep.
That happens all the time.
Correct.
Officials are out on the field. You can hear the Everett band through our microphones. Why don't we listen to them for just a little bit here?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you, if you are able, please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing
And we'll take a break and come back on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Downing Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
It's not just sports, it's a lifestyle.
Right on.
We are the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN, East Lansing.
Brock Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love back here at Archie Ross Stadium. Big one tonight in the CAAC Blue. Everett hosting East Lansing. If Everett wins, they stay undefeated in league play. And then that Week 9 game at DeWitt would take on even more importance. But, hey, they got to worry about this one here tonight. Everett in the home baby blue uniforms with white numerals, all white helmets. No EV logo, no Viking logo on either side of their helmets. All white helmets. And as far as East Lansing goes, you know what Penn State's visiting uniforms look like, right? They're all white with navy blue numbers, white helmets, navy blue stripe right down the center.
White pants.
White pants, almost exactly like Penn State. They're their road uniforms. So just think that. Waverly. Everett.
That's a little further west.
Yeah, a little further west. Everett will be going from left to right across your radio here in this first quarter. Number 82.
Juan Carlos Lopez Segato, right?
That's what we were told. He's kicking off for them. Kicking off from the right hash mark. He's kicking the ball outside the hash mark. I'm not sure that's legal.
Well, they're going to let it happen.
They're going to let it happen. Wow.
Back for East Lansing.
Oh, yeah. Now, the assistant coach. Yep. The assistant coach. Now,
go right on the thing.
He's got to kick it from inside. You must kick off from inside the hash marks. Yep. He was outside. Go ahead.
Back for East Lansing, number 4, Daryl Jeter, and number 10, Nevian Yarbrough.
So here we go. Here's the kickoff. It is high. It is short. It hits at the 15. It's fumbled around, taken at the 15 by Jeter. He's out over the 20, and he's hit hard at the 25 and pushed back.
Good. Karan Turnley.
Yep, Karan Turnley with the nice coverage there. That's what happens when you fumble the kickoff.
Well,
kind of hurts your...
Yeah, let's kick coverage get down there quicker.
They'll put the ball down at the 25-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line near hash mark to us here at Archie Ross Stadium.
We'll see the Trojans offense for the first time. Ben Fletcher on the season, 67 for 108 for 823 and 4 touchdowns. Clarizio, despite missing last week, 89 carries for 626 and 11 touchdowns.
And he's been in and out of the lineup due to leg cramps and various other injuries.
Correct.
Single back is Clarizio. Fletcher under center. 4 wide receivers. Nope, 3 wide receivers. Now they tighten up the formation. Still 3 wide receivers and now man in motion. Toss, right. Clarizio looking to get around the corner. He does. 25, 30. Still going. 35. Over to the far sideline. Close to the 40-yard line. First down. Got to the corner faster than the pursuit could get there. He's got 15 right away.
First player to get there for the Vikings was number 2, Jafari Funchess, and he was holding on for dear life, hoping that some of his teammates could come help him out.
1st and 10, far hash mark for East Lansing. Now shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers. Fletcher dropping to throw, throws it over the middle, caught. That's Owen Fortman. He's into Everett territory, and he's got 20 yards before he's taken down at the Everett 40. Just a little slant route, Doc.
Yep, leading receiver for this squad, Owen Fortman, 21 catches for 236 and a touchdown. They fake the swing pass out there for the running back and throw the slant instead.
4 wide receivers, pistol formation for Fletcher. Clarizio behind him, and now they'll go full shotgun here. First drive of the game, inside handoff, Clarizio. Skitters away from a couple of Everett defenders. He's got 5. He's got 10. He's got 15. He's inside the 20. He's inside the 10, and it's 1st and goal. He got about 35 yards all by himself, Doc.
Yeah, he did. There were 2 Everett Vikings in the backfield waiting for him, and like you said, he skirted away from them and got to the outside and picked up, 31?
Yeah, give him 31 down to the 9-yard line. It's 1st and goal. I think I meant to say skittered. If it sounded skirt, well, it's kind of the same.
Nevertheless, there were 2 guys, and he got away from them rather quickly with a little jump cut.
Sure did. We're only 40 seconds into this game, 50 seconds into this game here. East Lansing in business at the Everett 9. Far hash mark. Fletcher under center. Hand off Clarizio up the middle, taken down. Not before he gets about 3 yards. Man, Everett's going after the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to create turnovers.
They did that last week.
They did. Knocked down at the 6-yard line, so it's 2nd and goal from the 6. They do have a field goal kicker, Isaiah Armstrong. He's a good one.
On the season, he's 3 for 4 as long as 35.
Okay, they're well within that right now if they get no more yardage. Fletcher under center. Tight formation here. One wide receiver to the right. Handoff, Clarizio. Stutter steps, taken down behind the line of scrimmage at the 7. That looks like number 50, Nikolai Hansen, was in there. And then his teammates converged, loss of 1 back to the 7.
Yeah, East Lansing brought in an extra H-back and an extra offensive lineman for that play. And the Everett defense did an even better job of kind of clogging things up. And Clarizio, looking to jump away again, couldn't do anything.
3rd and goal from the 7. 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. This is the first drive of the game. 3rd and goal from the 7. Ben Fletcher in the shotgun, Clarizio next to him. Now they got 2 guys in motion. Now they got to reset, otherwise it's a penalty. They do. Dropping to throw, Fletcher throws, and it's through the hands of number 18, Isaiah Lott. Was a good throw, kind of a hard throw, in terms of velocity.
But it was on the money.
It was right where it needed to be, and it just went right through his hands, and now it's 4th down, and it looks like, and yeah, it does look like it.
Isaiah Armstrong.
They're going to kick the field goal.
This will be a huge win for the Vikings defensively to force them to only give up 3 points after giving up huge gains on the first 4 plays of the game.
They'll put the ball down at the 14-yard line, so it'll be 24 yards right of center, just outside the right goalpost. Snap, good. Placement down. Kick on the way, and it's good. So East Lansing does get on the board first. Isaiah Armstrong, a 24-yard field goal. Plenty of leg on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 3-0 East Lansing. But like you said, that's a victory for Everett.
They gave up, the first 3 plays were 15, 20, and 31. And then they bogged down when it got to goal line situation and forced them to kick it.
Happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Less territory to defend.
Yes, it is. Not as much area to defend. And, teams, if they try to run a sweep or anything like that, try to get to the outside, it's a lot tougher to get to the outside, and it's easier to defend.
Still, though, Isaiah Lott, he'd probably tell us after the game, I should have had that one.
Yeah. Well, he was open. He's running the crossing route, a short crossing route, and he had just gotten across the goal line, and the pass from Fletcher was there. It hit him in the hands.
It was a hot pass in terms of velocity. Not the easiest catch in the world, but...
you got to throw it a little harder right there because a defender could come in and knock the ball away or pick it off.
True. So Armstrong will kick off, far hash mark from his own 40, going from right to left. And we'll see what the Everett offense can do with their first possession of the game. Armstrong, squib kick. Right down the center, and it's down at the 25-yard line. That was number 8, Celion Benning, 5'8", 140-pound senior. Backup running back, backup linebacker. He fielded it kind of like a ground ball a little bit, and he just fell on it, which is a smart thing to do. He's laying on the ground. He can't pick it up. No. He's already down. So just like East Lansing, Everett puts the ball in play at their own 25-yard line. They're on the far hash going from left to right. Najai Davidson in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, and a wing on the right. Javari Funchess next to him in the gun. Handoff, Funchess. Tries to get away from defenders, not much there. Maybe 1 yard. Number 69, Justin Aljari, one of their leading tacklers, in on the play. And he had company there. See where they mark it. Yep, they give him 1, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
Davidson coming into this one, 73 for 124, 1,105 yards, and 13 touchdowns.
9:10 to go first quarter. East Lansing up 3-0. Taking his time is Davidson. Dropping to throw. Nope, handing off to Funchess again. He tried to go over right guard, not much there.
Yeah, back to line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yeah, number 54, Mario Montez, in there on the tackle. No gain. So it'll be 3rd and 9. So we'll see what happens here on this 3rd and long. 3 wide receivers to the right, a wing on the left. That's Turnley. Davidson in the gun, Funchess next to him. Davidson calling signals. Now Funchess moves to his left. Down under 5 seconds on the play clock. Davidson drops the throw, throws over the middle, tipped, caught! 45-yard line, 50. 45 still going. That's number 12, TJ Benson. And he goes out of bounds at the East Lansing 30. It was tipped by an East Lansing defender. Maybe could have intercepted it, but it landed right in the hands of TJ Benson, and he takes it into East Lansing territory. A huge gain there, 24, more than 50 yards, my goodness.
Well, it's down at the 31?
31, so that would be, 24 and 19? 43 yards.
43 through the air. And like you said, tipped by the defender. And it looked like it was going to be intercepted. And then Benson, the wherewithal, the wits to say, hey, I can grab this and run with it.
Hey, luck's part of the deal in sports. You can't deal with it. You can't follow sports. Pitch outside Funchess. Gets inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. Well, running up the middle didn't work. Let's try to get him outside on a pitch or an option pitch. Nice job there. Gain of 5.
Get him out in the space. Let him use his speed a little bit more. East Lansing got a tough interior on their defense, so use the outside.
3 wide receivers to the right. Davidson in the gun. Funchess next to him. Bad snap from center. He's going to take it himself. He's got some room. 25, 20, inside the 20, inside the 15, down to the 13. Kind of a busted play there. The bad snap messed it up. Najai Davidson made the best of it. Got a first down. Gain of 13.
Yeah, nice job of the low snap and making a play out of it. It looked like he was going to try and hand it off to Funchess, and he said, I got to go. I got to take off with this. There's a defender coming towards me.
7-11 and counting, first quarter. East Lansing up 3-0, but Everett is driving. Davidson running right. Gets inside the 10, still running, close to the 7-yard line. Designed quarterback draw. Gain of 5, maybe 6. And it'll be second down. Go ahead.
Looked like it might have been an option play because Funchess was out there running to him to his right, and then he had the option to pitch it to him, but he didn't need to. There was enough of a room for him to go.
Gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. They can get a first down without scoring a touchdown here. 3 wide receivers left, a wing on the right. That's Karan Turnley. Handoff, Funchess, tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to do well just to get to the line of scrimmage. Now, it's going to be a short loss. Head coach Jaleel Canny not happy. He thought there should have been, unnecessary roughness? Not going to get it. Back to the 9-yard line, so a loss of 2. $5:57 and counting first quarter.
Yeah, he got tackled real quick, and then they were blowing the whistle, and he got pushed back, and I think it was all right, but I can understand why Canty and the Everett fans were a little upset.
Under 10 seconds on the play clock. Here's Davidson. Dropping to throw. Throws over the middle. Caught! Touchdown! Karan Turnley.
That was a tight window to throw through, Brock. Holy cow. There were several East Lansing defenders. I think there were 2 or 3 guys in the area. Turnley was lined up as that H-back on the right side and just kind of snuck his way through and jumped up on the RPO look for the 9-yard touchdown.
And it's 6-3 Everett. Are they going to line up to go for 2?
Dead ball unsportsmanlike on Everett.
Okay. So they'll penalize that on the kickoff.
Yeah.
5:35 to go, and it looks like they are going to line up to go for 2.
Interesting. They kicked last week every time that they needed to.
They did.
Normally. I think they went for 2 one time because they were trying to go up a 2 score.
They had one blocked.
Yes.
Trying to make up that point. 6-3, Everett. Here's Davidson in the pistol formation. Man in motion. Fake handoff to Funchess. Davidson looking, trying to get away from the pressure. Looking, still running, taken down at the 4-yard line. He was taken down there by number 99, Anthony Green. The 2-point conversion is no good, but Everett gets on the board with 5:35 to go in the first quarter. It's Everett 6, East Lansing 3. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission and by Dowding Industries.
WVFN.
Brock Palmbos, Erik Love back here at Archie Ross Stadium. Everett has taken the lead. Najai Davidson, a 9-yard touchdown pass to Karan Turnley. 2-point conversion was no good, and it's 6-3 Everett after East Lansing scored on their first drive, and Isaiah Armstrong 24-yard field goal. Juan Carlos Lopez Segudo kicking off from his own 25-yard line. Here's the kick. It's high, and it bounces, and it's fumbled again at the 25-yard line by Daryl Jeter. He goes left side, gets out to the 30, to the 33-yard line, and no further. Decent coverage there again by Everett.
Well, it's twice now that
Karan Turnley on the tackle, guy who just scored the touchdown. Excuse me.
It's twice that East Lansing's had trouble fielding these kicks.
5:27 to go, first quarter.
Big couple plays to start for East Lansing, and then got bogged down inside the 10-yard line.
They'll mark it at the 34, actually. So it was about a 9-yard return. 3 wide receivers to the left. Jace Clarizio, the only back behind Ben Fletcher. Handoff, Clarizio up the middle. Not much there.
Lost the ball.
Fumble, and Everett's got it. Number 3, Najai Davidson picks it up. Who knocked it out? I couldn't tell.
There was several guys hit him at the line of scrimmage. That play took a really long time to develop. It was a very slow-moving handoff, and then all of a sudden, somebody knocked it out, and the Vikings are in business again in East Lansing territory.
At the 35-yard line, Najai Davidson has a touchdown pass and now a fumble recovery. 6-3 Everett. Turnley stays in the game. Of course, a lot of these Everett players with only 32 varsity players, and a couple of them hurt, so they're down to 30 players right now. A lot of them play both ways. 3 wide receivers to the left. Turnley wingback on the right. Javari Funchess behind Davidson. In the pistol, now more of a full shotgun here. Turnley goes in motion. Handoff. Funchess finds a hole left side, 35, down to the 30-yard line. Solid gain on first down.
Nice 5 tough yards. Turnley the lead block on that play to the left side.
5:04 and counting first quarter. 3 wide receivers to the right. Wing on the left. That's Turnley again. Same formations, just to the other side. Davidson, bad snap again. He's going to take it himself. He's going to get away. 35 to the 34, and he tried to go parallel and shouldn't have done that. He was taken down by Owen Fortman, number 7. Gets down to the 29-yard line, a gain of 1. If he'd cut it inside, he'd got more yardage.
He tried to bounce it to the outside, but the defenders were already there on the outside waiting for him. If he'd have kept it on the inside, you're right, he might have been able to even pick up the first down.
So it's 3rd and 4 from the 29.
But another tough shotgun snap that he's had to deal with.
Yep.
That one was far to the left, and he was able to scoop it up.
It's a second one like that. 3rd and 4. You would think 2 downs to make 4 yards. You would think. Now we got a whistle, and somebody moved.
Yep.
And I think Everett's going to get called for this one.
Yeah, they are. East Lansing made the defensive line moved. They shifted to the right, and one of the linemen for Everett moved.
Second penalty for Everett.
That makes it a full 3rd and 10 now. Maybe 9,
Yep,
roughly.
more like 9. 4:06 to go in the first quarter. Now you think it's a passing situation. You would think. We don't know for
Depends
sure.
on what they want to do.
Right.
If they're going to go for it on 4th down.
This play will determine it. 3rd and 9. Davidson in the gun again. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Fake handoff to Funchess. Inside pass. TJ Benson. Catch. On a little slant inside the 25. First down.
12 yards through the air on that quick slant.
Down to the 22-yard line. 1st and 10, Everett. Huge conversion there.
East Lansing sold out on the blitz, and the linebackers came up, and that created the space for Benson to run that quick slant. There was nobody over there. The defender was behind it.
4 fresh downs for the Vikings. Davidson in the gun. Funchess and Turnley next to him. Fake handoff. Now a pitch out to Funchess. Gets down inside the 20, down to the 18. Had some success with those option pitches. Number 11, Jalen Gillespie Lane, a senior for East Lansing, takes him down, but another good gain down to the 19. Gain of 4.
They try to misdirection one way and then go back to that pitch to the left.
Under 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Ball on the far hash mark at the 19. 3 wide receivers, 1 left, 2 to the right. Turnley and Funchess next to him in the gun. Handoff, Funchess up the middle. Not much there. He's pushing forward. He got 1, maybe 2.
I think he got 1 on that one. It was tough. It looked like there was going to be an opening for him on that left side, and East Lansing closed it quickly.
Ball down to the 18-yard line. Yep, you're right. Give him 1 yard there. It's 3rd down and 5 from the 18. Scoreboard says the 17, but no, it's on the 18.
Mm-hmm.
Davidson in the gun again on the far hash. Davidson trying to get the East Lansing defense to jump. They almost did.
It's close.
It was close. We're down to 2 minutes left in the quarter. Under 10 on the play clock. Davidson, high snap. Stops. Looking to get away. Throws it out to Funchess. It's caught at the 30 to the 26-yard line, and it's a big loss there. That play was messed up from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be 4th and long.
It's going to lose 9 yards. I think it was a backwards pass, actually, so technically it's a run play. Right? Or was it a lateral?
I didn't see an official signal. The officials will signal if it's a lateral. Owen Fortman and company were there. And it's going to be 4th and long. It's too close for a punt, too far for a field goal. They're going to go for it here. And you know what? They may just call a play just to get some yardage here.
Yeah. I mean, they're hoping to get a first down,
maybe even call a timeout here. We'll see. We're down to 1:09 to go in the quarter. Play clock down under 10. It's 4th and 14 from the 26. Dropping to throw is Davidson. Looking. Throws it. He's got a man open. It's Turnley. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. Down to the 2-yard line. So much for that. 4th and 14. They convert 24 yards.
Turnley on the wheel route.
Now we got an East Lansing player down here. A stunning first down there. We got an East Lansing player down here. It was one of the defensive backs that was trying to tackle Turnley.
I think it's number 2, Jeff Bridges. Yeah, number 2, Jeff Bridges is down. But how about Turnley sneaking out on the wheel route, and nobody picked him up for East Lansing until he was, 20 yards down the field?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it was like the 12-yard line. And then he was able to evade a couple of defenders and get inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. It is number 2, Jeff Bridges. Not to be confused with the famous actor, no relation.
Also from Michigan, at least. He might be related. You never know.
Jeff Bridges from Michigan?
He is from Michigan.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure.
Part of course, the famous Bridges family. Lloyd, the father.
Mm-hmm.
Bo, the son. Jeff, the other son. What a great career he's had. Best known for being the dude in Big Lebowski.
Yep. The dude abides, man.
First,
I guess he was born in Los Angeles, but I think he spends most of his time in Michigan.
Okay.
Maybe I'm mistaken.
1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Maybe you're confused with Jeff Daniels.
Possibly.
Everybody knows Jeff Daniels.
Correct.
From Chelsea, Michigan, and still has a home there.
Yeah. Wrong, Jeff.
It's the thought that counts.
I make mistakes.
It's okay. It's all right. First and goal from the 2. Ball on the near hash. Najai Davidson in the pistol. Javari Funchess behind him.
Got 2 H-backs, 1 on each side.
Handoff. Funchess. Not much there. Pushing forward. We'll see. He's inside the 1. We'll wait for the signal.
Everybody's in the end zone, basically. You would imagine he was in.
Touchdown.
Yes. All right.
Touchdown, Javari Funchess. 2 yards out, and Everett cashes in the turnover. And they lead at 12-3.
The whole offensive line was in the end zone. You would think that Funchess would have gotten in there. They're probably going to go for 2 again because they want to make it 14.
21 seconds left in the first quarter. Well, 20.9, but you get the picture. And they will go for 2. And now we got a stoppage here, and another East Lansing player is down.
This one's number 70.
Gus Greenwald, a senior. Yeah.
That came on late.
Yep. And he's hurting right now. Head coach Bill Farraco is out there, one of the assistants, a trainer. And I think the Everett trainer is out there as well. You almost always see trainers from both teams, both schools, rather, get out there and help out however they can. Everett cashes in the turnover. They've scored on both drives here in this first quarter. They stopped East Lansing inside the 10, forced a field goal attempt, and then on their second drive, forced a Jace Clarizio fumble, recovered by Najai Davidson, and they took it right down the field and scored, but they also converted a 4th and 14 from the 26-yard line for 24 yards. Najai Davidson to Karan Turnley, literally a stunning 4th down conversion.
Gus Greenwald got up and is walking off the field. They're going to walk him to the locker room right now, it looks like, but it's nice to see he's up at least.
They'll check on him there. He may need to get retaped. Sometimes that happens. If it's an ankle or something, they may put some more tape on him. So they are going to go for 2, is Everett.
Receivers are going to switch some sides here.
They got to get themselves reset. Play clock under 10. They do. Now a man in motion. And now we got a whistle and a flag.
False start.
False start. It's going to move it back to the 8. That's a 3rd penalty on Everett. About the only thing they've done wrong so far.
Yep. Defense made a stop on the first drive for East Lansing. Scored a touchdown after that. Overcame some 4th down on this drive. And made a nice to play defensively to knock the ball out of Clarizio's hands.
It's going to be difficult here from the 8-yard line. Ball right in the center of the field.
Sometimes the extra space helps you depending upon a play that you call.
Sometimes. Davidson dropping to throw. Looking, throws it out to the left. It's caught. It's Javari Funchess. 2-point is good. You called it, Doc.
Yep. Gave him a little bit extra space. Funchess snuck out of the backfield, looped it out there into the flat, and outran the defender.
And so Everett has a 14-3 lead here with 21 seconds to go in this first quarter. We'll keep it right here. Tell you about our great sponsors, Doubting Industries, recognizing the effort and commitment that athletes make to the sport of football. Good luck tonight to everybody. These memories will be with you for the rest of your life. And of course, go to doubtingindustries.com for more information. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out details at lansingsports.org. Megan Zemer and her great staff, they do a great job. They've got stuff going on almost 24/7, 365. You got to go to their website. They have everything. They've got all the stuff you need there. Great events in a variety of sports, activities, so on and so forth. So let's see how East Lansing responds here.
Well, they look great on those first couple plays to start the ball game. Then Everett has kind of taken over.
Everett leading it 14-3. Kicking off from their own 40. Another squib kick. And it's fumbled again. Goes back inside the 10-yard line. East Lansing picks it up at the goal line. Darrell Jeter has it. 5-yard line. He's going to get tackled inside the 10-yard line.
Wow. It bounced in, and one of the up-back guys touched it.
Yeah.
And then it rolled all the way back to the 1.
And it was fumbled by, I believe it was Jeter again inside the 10.
Yeah.
Went back by the goal line. You have to pick it up there. You can't down it there.
Nope. And East Lansing had switched, too. I think it was Carvante Shepard was back there, and he switched sides. But Jeter was the one that had to ultimately come over and pick it up.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line, it looks like.
Yep, right at the 8.
9.5 seconds to go in this quarter.
I'd say those little squibbers are working out well for Everett.
A nice squib kick by Juan Carlos Lopez Segudo, number 82. Sometimes those squib kicks, well, we've seen it here tonight 3 times.
The pointy football takes some weird bounces sometimes.
Yes, the oblong object.
The former pigskin.
It's actually pretty cool how they make these footballs.
Yeah. Oh, East Lansing, are they going to call timeout? Yeah.
Yes, they are.
They got to burn a timeout. They didn't have the right lineup out there.
We'll keep it right here.
East Lansing kind of on the ropes early here at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, they're just something just isn't right. It just hasn't been right since they had a chance to score on a 3rd and goal, and the ball went through Isaiah Lott's hands, a senior wide receiver. One he could have, and he'd probably tell us should have had. Had to settle for a field goal, and then ever since then, it's been all Everett.
Yeah, Everett's made the plays. Even got East Lansing a little flustered here and not having the right guys out there to start after the kickoff and on the very first play of the drive.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 8. Once action gets going around the mid-Michigan area after 7 o'clock, we will have updates for you. But this is pretty much the only game going on right now.
Yep. I think we said Eastern was playing
Eastern's playing Williamston right now. All right, here we go for East Lansing. Ben Fletcher under center. Jace Clarizio gets the handoff. He gets out to the 9 and no further. Do a good job of conversion.
They say they have the ball.
And Everett says they have the ball.
Referee's saying he's down, but, man, that's the second time.
Yeah, they're pointing at the ground. The officials are. There are zeros on the clock, and that's the end of the first quarter of play. It'll be 2nd down and 9 from the 9-yard line. It's been mostly Everett so far. They lead at 14-3 after 12 minutes of play. A 30-second break, and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission and by Doubting Industries.
WVFN.
Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love back at Archie Ross Stadium on the south side of Lansing. Everett leading East Lansing 14-3. They're going to mark the ball at the 10-yard line, Doc, so it'll be 2nd down and 8 when we start play in quarter number 2.
It was a 2-yard run by Clarizio. The ball came out late, but I guess they said he was down on contact.
Yeah, the official, the far side, the linesman pointed at the ground.
So in the other game we talked about, there is a score. Williamston is leading Eastern 21-0 in the first quarter.
Williamston struggled this year. Both teams 1-5 on the season. That's a surprise on the negative side there. Williamston always good, really struggling this year.
Yep.
2nd down and 8 from their own 10-yard line. East Lansing near hash mark, going left to right.
We haven't reset the clock yet. It still says 00.
Yep, they're waiting. They're not going to restart this game until they get the clock reset. There we go. Quarter 2, 12 minutes on the clock. And now we're ready to go. Fletcher, 3 wide receivers left. Clarizio, the only back. We got a flag.
Yeah, the tight end on the right side for East Lansing moved.
First penalty of the game on East Lansing.
He thought it was on first count, and it was on second.
That was on number 18, Isaiah Lott. So it's going to be 2nd down and 13 from their own 5-yard line. Ben Fletcher races over to the sideline to get the next play from head coach Bill Farraco. Fletcher relays the play. We're down under 10 seconds on the play clock already.
You got to run a long ways to get that play.
Down under 5, 2, 1. They get the play off. Handoff Clarizio, right side, trying to get outside, and he gets to the 9-yard line, and that's it. It was on the short side of the field. He couldn't get all the way around the corner. He does get 4 yards, and it'll be 3rd down.
And 9?
And about 9.
Yep. That's what happens. You run to the outside, and it's the short side of the field.
Yep.
If he had a little bit more green, he could have probably gotten around that defender, but just ran out of space.
It's where the wide hash marks really hurt you in high school football.
Mm-hmm.
5 seconds into this second quarter.
Much tighter in the NFL.
Been that way since the mid-'70s. Early 70s. Fletcher in the gun. Dropping back to throw. Standing on his 1-yard line. Throws over the middle. Caught. 15-yard line to the 20. That's Trent. That's a lot. He gets over the 25, and he's got a big first down. That'll make Isaiah Lott feel a heck of a lot better. That's a big-time catch there. Out to the 26-yard line. Gain of 17.
He made up for it on that play.
Now you can
It looked like he was going to come up a little bit short, and he broke a couple tackles to get that first down.
And now you're able to run your full offense here with a lot of room to spare. 11:35 and counting, first half. Everett up 14-3. Ben Fletcher in the shotgun. Jace Clarizio next to him. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Option pitch right. Clarizio, stutter steps.
Ooh.
Gets 5 or 6. We got a flag near side. We'll see on the flag.
Nice hit by Javari Funchess.
Knocked him down after a gain of about 6, but we'll see about the flag. Illegal block. East Lansing. That will knock them back.
Yep. It's a spot foul. It was further down the field, so it won't be 1st and 20. It'll be like 1st and
14?
14, yeah. Well, 1st and 16 maybe.
They put it back at the 19-yard line. Okay, 1st and 17. Fletcher in the gun. Clarizio goes out to the right. Fletcher throws it out to the right. It's caught. B.J. Wyndham, 25-yard line. He's gang tackled there. Nice pursuit there by Everett. Number 11, Eugene Allen. Number 14, Isaiah Fundenbergs and company were there. Short gain there. They get out to the 24-yard line. They're close to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Yeah, I got, 5 out of that? 3, 4,
Yep,
5?
give him 5.
5.
2nd and 12. 10:45 and counting first half. Everett leading 14-3. Fletcher in the gun again. Drops straight back to throw. He's got plenty of time. Throws it high and deep. There's nobody there.
Nope. Looking for Daryl Jeter. He ran kind of a post route.
Nevion Yarborough, number 10, was the other receiver in the area. He was the inside receiver, and he kind of threw it between them.
Mm-hmm.
3rd down and 12 for East Lansing at their own 24. 10:23 left first half.
One thing that Fletcher has had is time in the pocket. He's had a good pocket to throw the ball every single time on this drive.
Yeah, plenty of time. Fletcher in the gun. Dropping straight back to throw. Getting a little pressure here. Throws it deep. Caught. Owen Fortman. Ball came out, and I think he caught it. Well, let's see what the officials say.
They're going to say
he caught it, and they're still wrestling for the ball, but I think East Lansing's got it. Yes, Owen Fortman's got it. Big-time gain there. 19 yards out to the 43. It'll be 1st and 10.
Pass was a little bit high. He said a little bit of pressure coming.
He got a little bit of pressure
for the first time. Yeah, it was number 61, Antonio Williams for Everett. But nice catch by Fortman. He dropped the ball, but he got back on it.
Handoff, Clarizio. He's got opening left side, gets away from Davidson. He's into Everett territory. 40, 35, out of bounds. Taken out there by Karan Turnley. 27 yards for Jace Clarizio.
His second biggest run of the game, and it came down to the outside. And if Davidson didn't make that tackle, that's what happens. He was the only guy on the outside to slow him down and potentially keep him from getting to the outside.
1st and 10 from the Everett 30.
Trojans up tempo now on this drive.
Dropping to throw is Fletcher. Throws it out to the left. It's caught. B.J. Wyndham, gain of 1. Taken down there by...
Jersey's all wrapped up here. Let me see if I get my binoculars out and tell you who it is. Number 12.
That's number 12. That's TJ Benson. Gain of 1. Nice tackle.
You know, open field like that, you got to make those tackles. He went low and wrapped up his feet.
9:30 to go first half. Ben Fletcher in the gun. Dropping to throw again. Now feeling a little bit of pressure. Rolls out to the right. Getting more pressure. Gets away. 35, 30, 25. Down close to the 20. Close to a first down. It'll depend on the mark.
I think he just got it.
The officials say first down. Nice job by Ben Fletcher there.
Keeping the play alive. Like a little bit of pressure coming towards him. He had to roll it to the outside. I thought he was going to throw it to somebody, but decided to tuck it. Got 9. He needed 9.
1st and 10 from the 20. Dropping to throw. Now we got a flag.
Yep.
It's going to be Everett. I think it's encroachment.
A hard count. Got him that time.
4th penalty of the game on Everett. That'll move it 5 yards to the 15-yard line. Everett leading 14-3. 9:04 left in the first half.
Nice switch up right there by Fletcher. They've been going on the 1 count right away.
Yep. Dropping to throw Fletcher. Throws it out to the right. It's caught. Tackled immediately is Darrell Jeter by Najee Davidson. Short pass out to the right down to the 11-yard line. 2nd down.
Get 4 yards out of that.
2nd down and short. 2nd and about 1. Fletcher in the gun, Clarizio next to him. 4 wide receivers. Handoff inside Clarizio. Not much there, but I think he got enough for the first down.
Yeah, he only needed, maybe 1.
And he got 1 and a little more than that. Yep, it's inside the 10, so it's a first down.
Well, their 2nd time in the goal-to-go situation against Everett. Last time, of course, they got forced to kick a field goal.
Got to go the full 10 yards. The tail of the ball touching the 10-yard line. 1st and goal from the 10. 8:18 and counting, first quarter. First half, rather, not first quarter. Fletcher in the gun. Option pitch. Clarizio inside the 10, inside the 5, pushed out of bounds there.
Might have scored if his own guy had gotten out of the way.
They'll mark it inside the 5, maybe the 3.
Yeah, it looks like the 3-yard line.
Give him 7.
The tackle was out there blocking in front of him on that option play, and he just kind of got in the way.
2nd and goal. 7:36 and counting first half. Fletcher under center. Clarizio the only back. 2 wide receivers to the right. Kind of a tight formation. Wing back on the left. Now man goes in motion. That's Wyndham. Pitch. Left. Clarizio. Finding room, trying, no, taken down out of bounds.
Nice pursuit by the Vikings.
Was that number 11?
Trying to see. Yes, it was, number 11.
Eugene Allen. Nice pursuit by Everett, taking him down behind the line of scrimmage to the 5, a loss of 2. 3rd and goal from the 5. Under 7 minutes to go in the first half.
Tough to get to the outside against Clarizio because of his speed. Usually he gets to that corner and he's got you. Everett did just such a great job of pursuing.
Sure did.
And kept him contained.
3rd and goal from the 5. Now I formation. There's a fullback in there. Jay Carnegie, a senior. Whistle, what do we have? I think Everett's calling a timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's calling a timeout.
It is Everett. Jaleel Canty ran over it.
Yep, it is Everett. Yep. So they call a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Both teams have 2 timeouts left, Doc. Only other update that we had was Williamston leading Eastern
21-0.
21-0 in the first quarter. Programming note for tomorrow. Right here on WVFN at 12:40 p.m. The Detroit Tigers and Cleveland Guardians will play the 5th and deciding game of their American League Division Series. A game originally scheduled for 4:38. Then after the Yankees clinched the American League Division Series against Kansas City, moved it to a night game. And then, right after Tim and I got off the air at 1 o'clock, Major League Baseball and the Cleveland Guardians announced that they had moved the game up to 1 o'clock to avoid potential bad weather in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So, tomorrow, at 12:40 p.m. here on WVFN, Tigers and Guardians from Progressive Field, Game 5 of the American League Division Series. Following that, at 6:45, here on the game, 7:30 a.m. It's Detroit Red Wings hockey hosting the Nashville Predators on 1240 WJIM at 5:30 tomorrow. Michigan State hockey hosting Boston College. We'll tell you more about that later because we got 3rd and goal here. Fake handoff to Clarizio, throw out to the right, caught, touchdown.
Is that Lott?
Isaiah Lott. That's a fake handoff. We got a flag, and it's a hold.
Coming back.
Wow.
Lott snuck out into the flat.
On the play action. That's a good play action fake, but it's gonna be all for naught because of a hold. 3rd penalty of the game on East Lansing, and it's a costly one because it takes a touchdown off the board.
No more points out of that. It's a tough one, too. 10 yards.
Back to the 15. Isaiah Armstrong already has a field goal here, so if you don't get the touchdown here, you can kick the field goal. It would bring you within 14-6.
Yep. Not ideal for the Trojans, but it is points.
But in the first half?
Yeah, you got to get your points.
Yes. Depending on how much. Now, if they get down to the 1 or 2 yard line,
you go for it.
Then you go for it. Heck, even inside the 5, you think about it. We'll see what happens here. Ben Fletcher in the gun. Clarizio behind him. Fake handoff. Fletcher dropping the throw, facing pressure, throws it out. It's caught by Clarizio, diving for the end zone. Touchdown.
Wow.
Touchdown, East Lansing. And East Lansing's a lot closer now.
From 15 yards out.
On 3rd and goal from the 15.
Out in the flat. Nobody picked him up for Everett until it was too late. And they looked like they were maybe going to catch up and keep him out, but he did a great job of diving over the defender into the end zone.
And we'll see. Yeah, they're going to go for 2. They're going to at least line up to go for it, try to get it within 3 points. Fletcher in the shotgun. Now they're shifting. Clarizio not in the game right now.
Nope, no backs.
Rolling out to the right is Fletcher. Looking, throwing out to the right, caught.
Wide open.
J.L. Branson, number 88, catches it for 2. And East Lansing's back in it with 6:22 to go in the second quarter.
Well, the scoreboard says 14-8. That is not correct.
You hear it? It's 14-11 Everett. With 6:22 to go in the first half. We'll keep it right here. Huge touchdown. That's a must score there. Even a field goal would have been okay, but 3rd and goal from the 15, you get a touchdown. Nice job.
Mm-hmm.
And nice effort by Clarizio diving into the end zone.
And overcoming that penalty. Because they had scored and they got called back because of the holding.
14-11 Everett. 6:22 to go. We've had no punts in this game. Everett's had the ball twice. They've scored twice. East Lansing's had the ball, 3 times?
3 times,
They've
yes.
scored twice and turned it over the other time, which led to 8 Everett points. Isaiah Armstrong kicking off. It's high, it's deep, it's caught at the 5-yard line. Out to the 10, out to the 15, out to the 20. Going right side, that's number 11. That's Eugene Allen. He gets outside, and he's tackled outside the 30-yard line, so good starting field position for the Vikings. They'll mark him down at the 32-yard line. 6:12 to go first half. Everett up 14-11. Both teams have 2 timeouts left.
Nice starting field position for the Vikings. They've scored on their 2 drives.
Najai Davidson, the quarterback. Javari Funchess next to him. Or is that Turnley? That might be Turnley out there. Davidson gets the snap. Inside handoff, that's Turnley. Not much there.
Nope.
Taken down there, number 69, Justin Aljari and company tackle him behind the line of scrimmage.
Lose 3 yards?
Where do they mark it? Yep, 29-yard line, loss of 3. Second down and 13. 5:48 and counting first half.
And Turnley sometimes will go from tight end / H-back to running back in that situation for a little bit more of a power, but the D-line from the Trojans wasn't going to let it happen.
Davidson, under 10 on the play clock, now under 5. They got to go. Nearly a penalty. Oh, man, they got it off just in time. Davidson throws it out to the left. It's caught. Number 10, that's Alejandro Garza, gets out over the 30, maybe to the 32.
He got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. The original line, I should say.
Yeah, it's only a gain of 2. They only get him to the 31. So it'll be 3rd and 11. 5:05 and counting. Davidson in the shotgun. Javari Funchess next to him. 3 wide receivers all to the right. Wing on the left, that's Turnley. Davidson waiting. Play clock now under 10. He's pointing. Now, dropping back is Davidson. Rolling out, trying to get away. 30, flag. 35 flag.
Ooh.
And I think it's coming back anyway.
Yep.
It's going to be on Everett. I think it's a hold or an illegal block.
The linebackers both came up the middle for East Lansing on the pass blitz, and that forced Davidson to escape the pocket right away.
There were 2 flags on the play. We'll wait for the official signal. 4:26 to go in the first half.
He said holding.
Let's see if they decline the penalty. Would be 4th down.
Yep. I think are you going to take it? I would decline it.
And they're going to take the penalty.
All right.
5th penalty of the night on Everett.
It does knock him back into a 3rd and 21 situation, roughly.
Maybe that's why they do it. They did it that way. 4:26 to go. First half. Everett leading East Lansing 14-11.
This is 3rd and 20.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Man, more like 3rd and 21.
Yeah. It's a long ways.
Yes. Davidson in the shotgun. Dropping to throw. Getting away from pressure. He throws it out. It's caught. Turnley. 20, 25. Still going. 27-yard line. Taken down there by a slew of defenders, including number 3, Grover Patterson, a junior. And it's going to be 4th down and probably punt time here for Everett.
Tried to set up that tight end screen to Turnley, and he got it, had some space, but the lineman out there didn't get the blocks that they needed to. I don't know that he would have picked up the first down, but he could have gotten a few more yards at least.
It's going to be 4th and a bunch here, 4th and about 16. Not much of a gain there. Najai Davidson is the punter on this team, and he'll kick it away with 3:42 to go in the half.
Looks like B.J. Wyndham back for East Lansing to receive this.
Standing on his own 45, 44-yard line. Snap is good. Kick is away. Oh, it's not a good kick. But it does take an Everett bounce, and it's going to be down at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, ball didn't get very far off the ground, but it took a fortuitous roll at least and a couple hops.
35-yard punt. Under the circumstances, not all that bad.
No, because it only went about 15 yards in the air.
It barely got over the line.
Yeah.
1st and 10, East Lansing. They've got really good field position. 42. They're on 42. Ball on the right hash. They have 2 timeouts remaining in this half with 3:26 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, plenty of time. There's another game going on right now. Olivet and Lakewood.
Oh, starting early.
It's 10-7 Lakewood right now.
Oh, wow. That's a surprising score. Ben Fletcher under center. Clarizio behind him. Handoff. Clarizio up the middle. Finds a hole. He's got a first down and more. 50, 45, stutter steps. 40, 35. He's still going. 30. He's in the open field. 25, 20, 15, 10. Inside the 10, and he's down there.
Wow.
And he got a lot of that yardage by himself.
Yeah.
They'll mark him down at the 5-yard line. What a run by Jace Clarizio. 53 yards.
Yep. I'm trying to do the math in my head, and you got it right before I did. Ran to the outside, found a little bit of a crease between the tackle and the guard, hit it to the outside, bounced back, found a lane, and then went all the way to the left side.
Man.
Well, nice job by number 12, TJ Benson, to keep him out of the end zone at least.
Handoff, Clarizio up the middle. Oh, he gets hit at the line of scrimmage, pushes forward to the 3, maybe the 2. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, but fell forward.
And kept his legs churning.
They'll mark it at the 2. Gain of 3. 2nd and goal. 2:48, 2:47 and counting.
The script has flipped here recently.
Man.
And it's been all Trojans.
Just hand it off to Clarizio here.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get everybody lined up. Play clock under 10. Pitch out.
Run blitz.
Clarizio. Not much there. He's back behind the 10, the 15, and he's dropped at the 13-yard line.
Man, Javari Funt just came in right between the guard and the center, and he blew that play up.
And now Clarizio lost his helmet. He's going to have to come out of the game.
Yeah.
Unless East Lansing calls a timeout here, which they could do here with 2 minutes to go.
Just lost 10 yards on that play.
Back to the 18-yard line.
More than that. No, it's a 12, isn't it?
I'm sorry, the 13-yard line.
My bad.
So a loss of 11. Yeah, Clarizio's got to come out of the game. He lost his helmet.
Unless they want to burn a timeout.
Which they can do. They got 2 left, 1:45.
Late sub for Everett real quick.
Play clock's under 10. They're going to call a timeout.
Yeah, yep. Everybody's standing.
They're calling a timeout. Yep.
The quarterback are over there on the sideline. So
East Lansing calls their second timeout. They have 1 left. We'll take one ourselves and come back. 1:31 to go in the first half. Everett leading East Lansing 14-11, but East Lansing's driving. Come back for the end of the half. On the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Dowding Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
WVFN, Lansing Sports Leader.
Brock Palmbos, Erik back here at Archie Ross Stadium. East Lansing trailing Everett 14-11 with 1:31 to go in the first half, but they are driving. They've got a 3rd down and goal from their own from the Everett 13-yard line. But remember, they got a 3rd and goal from the 15-yard line and made it for a touchdown on their last drive. We'll see what they do here. East Lansing has 1 timeout left. Everett has 2.
Clarizio not in there.
Ben Fletcher in the shotgun. Tight formation, 3 wide receivers. Whistle, flag. It's going to be moved back even more, Doc.
Yep.
Nope.
Oh, sideline
warning on Everett.
Coaches are out there a little too far. The defensive coordinator was hanging out a little bit too far on the field.
That's just a warning. No yardage on that one.
Next one would be.
Fletcher in the shotgun. Dropping to throw. Looking, getting away from pressure, throws it deep into the corner. Caught, I think.
Jump ball situation. And J.L. Branson gets it.
Touchdown, J.L. Branson. A stunning touchdown for East Lansing. They've got the lead. 13 yards, Ben Fletcher to J.L. Branson. Wow.
Well, Branson's a great basketball player. It was a jump ball situation. It looked like they were trying to run the wheel route to Branson, and he wasn't open. The coverage was there, and Fletcher said, well, I'm going to give him a chance, throw it up there to him, trust his receiver, and he hauled it in.
13-yard touchdown. And now Isaiah Armstrong will come on to kick the extra point to try to give him a 4-point lead. Snap good. Placement down. Kick on the way. Looks good. Is good. And with 1:22 left in quarter number 2, it's East Lansing 18, Everett 14. We'll take a timeout and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Lansing Sports Leader, WVFN.
Brock Palmbos, Erik Love back at Archie Ross Stadium. A big turnaround here in the second quarter. Everett was leading 14-3 at the end of the first. Here we are near the end of the second quarter, and East Lansing's got an 18-14 lead, getting third and goal from outside the 10-yard line on both possessions.
Yeah, they've been pushed back because of penalties and have overcome them with touchdowns.
Coming up at the half, we got This Week in High School Sports. Isaiah Armstrong kicks it, caught at the 2-yard line, out to the 10, out to the 15, out to the 20, 25, 26-yard line. I believe that was Eugene Allen. Everett's got time. They've got 1:15. They have 2 timeouts left. And they've shown that they can move the ball. As we cross the 7 o'clock hour, I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, East Lansing, a Town Square media station. Brock Palmbos, Erik Love here at Archie Ross Stadium on the campus of Everett High School. Everett trailing East Lansing 18-14.
This is a situation where, if you had Mason Chadwell and he was healthy, this is the guy you're looking for the big plays.
Still been able to move the ball, though. 1st and 10 from their own 25. Najai Davidson in the gun. Dropping the throw. Throws it out to the left. It's caught. Turnley. Not much there. And he pushes forward to get one, and he did well just to get 1 yard out of that.
Well, he lost yards out of that play.
Oh, no, that's back at the 20.
Yeah, he lost 4 yards.
Back to the 21. My apologies. So it's going to be 2nd down and long. Under a minute to go. And Everett may just want to get to the half at this point. They have 2 timeouts left. We'll see what happens on this play. 45 seconds to go. Dropping the throw again is Davidson. Throws over the middle. Caught over the 40. The 45. Karan Turnley. He's going to go. 40. 30. Touchdown Everett.
Wow.
79 yards.
Just like that.
Well, like Roddy Piper once said, just when you think you know all the answers, I change the questions. Everett just changed the questions, and they've taken the lead 20-18, extra point pending.
That lead didn't last more than not even a minute for East Lansing.
79 yards. Najai Davidson to Karan Turnley. That was Turnley, right?
It was.
79-yard touchdown. Are they going to go for 2 again? Looks like they are.
Apparently. Make it 22-18?
Must not have any confidence in their kicker.
Or maybe they want to stay up by
maybe
more than 3.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Now remember, Everett gets the ball to start quarter number 2. That makes that touchdown even more point.
Quarter 3.
What did I say?
You said 2.
I meant
they get the second half.
I meant the second half.
Correct.
Yes. All right. Najai Davidson in the pistol. Outside pitch. Funchess. He's got room. Can he get in there? And it's close. No, he didn't make it.
Oh, wow. He bowled his way in, and he got past the first guy. And then number 3, Grover Patterson, a junior, came in and kept him out.
Still, it's 20-18 Everett with 30 seconds to go. A stunning touchdown. We've seen 3 stunning touchdowns in this game. 2 by East Lansing and that one by Everett.
Seen a little bit of everything in this ball game. Somebody being helped off for East Lansing right now. Trying to see who it is. I think it's number 12.
Carvante Shepard, if that's him. We can't quite see.
Somebody's being escorted right to the locker room right now for East Lansing.
As I mentioned, we got This Week in High School Sports coming up here. I got to tell you, I thought Funchess was in originally, but he got pushed. I think the line judge was right there. Looked like he may have got pushed back just outside the goal line. We'll see how important that is coming up later on.
About Karan Turnley. You need a guy to step up, make some plays.
Without Mason Chadwell?
He's been fantastic.
Man. Whistle blows. Squib kick again. They've had success with this. And it's taken at the 21, out to the 25, the 30, 35, almost out to the 40. That's number 10, Nevion Yarbrough. And East Lansing's going to get great field position again with 24 seconds to go and one timeout.
That was the first time that they had not fumbled the kickoff like that.
And it bounced high.
Yeah.
Yarbrough had to jump up and grab it. East Lansing has one timeout left. The ball is at the 40-yard line, so really good field position. Remember, they have a field goal kicker in Isaiah Armstrong.
Got to pick up a decent amount of yards to get him in range,
Yep.
but
Fletcher in the gun, 4 wide receivers, dropping to throw, looking, feeling some pressure. Now he's going to run. 40, 45, close to the first down.
Ooh.
And he's just short of the first down. Are they going to give it to him, though?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
they do. He got to the 50-yard line, first down. 16 seconds to go. The clock's going to run once the ball is set for play. Now it's running, and now they're going to hold on. I think Everett's calling a timeout. And they are.
They did. Okay, all right. Because there's guys running on and off the field for both teams.
Everett wanted to make sure they had the right guys on the field. 14.8 seconds left. It'll be 1st and 10, East Lansing at the 50.
And Fletcher did a great job holding onto the ball because the guy that made the tackle on him was trying to rip it out.
Yeah, yep. Well, Everett's forced one turnover already.
They've done a good job of that, of making sure they have you slow down and then try and rip the ball out. They got Clarizio earlier in the first quarter, and they did it last week to Grand Ledge.
Halftime stats and analysis coming up at halftime as well as This Week in High School Sports.
We'll get some scores from other games that have started since we're past the 7 o'clock hour.
Eastern now trailing 35-0 in their game against Williamston.
It's 45-0.
45-0 now?
I just got that one, yeah.
They've reset the game clock to 16 seconds. East Lansing has one time. Both teams have one timeout left. Fletcher in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Clarizio next to him in the gun. Dropping to throw Fletcher. Short drop, throws it. It is caught inside the 40. That's Fortman inside the 35. Clock stops after a 15, 16-yard gain. 34-yard line, gain of 16, 10 seconds. 9, and now they spike it. It'll be second down.
Oh, clock went a little bit longer than it probably should have. But
8 seconds left.
Yeah. You got time for one play and then a timeout.
And then timeout and then kick the field goal, depending on what you get here. 7.8 seconds left.
J.L. Branson has checked in. He's been their big target. He's got a 2-point conversion, and then he had that 13-yard touchdown their last drive.
If you're East Lansing, you just try to get it close enough for a field goal. It'd be 52 yards here for a field goal. Fletcher in the gun. 5 wide receivers now. 2 left, 3 to the right. Dropping to throw is Fletcher. Feeling some pressure, throws it out there. Caught! Branson! Inside the 10.
Time ran out.
Inside the 5, but time ran out.
Wow. Branson with a catch over the defender. But I think time's going to run out. We got down
time runs out.
We got down to the 10, and that was it.
Play took too long.
Yep.
Break for Everett.
They got 29 yards, and they would have set him up in a great field goal position.
They almost might have been better off running the ball.
Yeah.
Get 5-6 yards, get on the ground. The officials are still talking. Everett's getting off the field, as they should.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yep, East Lansing's going to the locker room. That last play took too long.
If there had been 12 more second, maybe?
12 seconds on the clock, they probably get it going.
Refs are still hanging out around there, but everybody's leaving.
Yep. And they may be waiting for both teams to get off the field.
Yeah.
Well, they're still talking here, but both teams are leaving the field, and we have reached halftime. A wild first half of action. It's Everett 20, East Lansing 18. We'll have halftime stats and analysis coming up, but now it's time for another edition of This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
The best of the best can be found in the High School Hall of Fame, and it's already championship season this fall. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Over the 100 years of the MHSAA's existence, there have been numerous memorable moments, classic games, and standout performers. 10 standouts have gone on to be selected for the National High School Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame started in 1982. And in 1983, Michigan had its first representative added, Charles E. Forsyth, the first executive director of the MHSAA. After that, River Rouge boys basketball coach Lofton Green was inducted in 1986. Warren Regina's Diane Laffey went in 2000. Fenville's Richie Jordan in 2001. Grosse Pointe Woods University Liggett's Bob Wood in 2005. Bloomfield Hills Cranbrook's Jim Johnson in 2007. Owasso's Brad Van Pelt in 2011, Vermontville Maple Valley's Ken Beardsley in 2016, retired MHSAA Executive Director Jack Roberts in 2022, and Dearborn Heights Robichaud's Tyrone Wheatley just this past summer. The National High School Hall of Fame has nearly 530 inductees, with at least one from every state. Inductees include student athletes, coaches, officials, administrators, participants in the performing arts, and other individuals who've made outstanding contributions to high school sports. Each year at the NFHS's summer meetings, a new class goes into the hall. For more on the Michigan contingent in the National High School Hall of Fame, please go to MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Holland's Otis Fickle, who scored 4 times, including the game winner in a 5-4 win over Holland Christian. The win clinched a share of the OK Black Conference title for Holland. Cadillac's Cassie Genema, she had 15 kills, 3 blocks, 47 assists, and 49 digs as the Vikings beat Clare, Fruitport, and Midland in a non-conference volleyball quad. And a Holland West Ottawa's Helen Sachs. She was first at the Portage Invitational, the 7th straight cross-country race she's won this year.
Graduating seniors could qualify for a tuition-free skills certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
It's 2nd and 10 for Team A at their own 40-yard line. They complete a pass to Team B's 30-yard line, but fumble the ball forward, where Team A recovers at the 22-yard line. During the play, Team B is flagged for roughing the passer. Assuming Team A accepts the penalty, where is the penalty enforced? Is it enforced from the spot of the foul, enforced from the previous spot, enforced from the spot of the fumble, or enforced from the spot of the fumble recovery? If you said enforced from the spot of the recovery, you are correct. Since it was recovered at the 22-yard line and roughing is a 15-yard penalty, it would be enforced half the distance to the goal line. 1st down and 10 for Team A from the 11-yard line.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. The first MHSAA championships for the 2024-25 school year are in the books, with champions in UP girls tennis. In Division 1, Negaunee brought home the trophy for a 3rd straight year. The Miners got wins in number 2 and number 4 singles and swept the 4 doubles matches. Ishpeming Westwood came in 2nd, Escanaba was 3rd. In Division 2, Ishpeming narrowly defeated West Iron County for the title. Ishpeming was victorious in number 1, 2, and 3 doubles en route to a 2nd straight D2 title. Norway came in 3rd. Next up, Lower Peninsula girls golf and LP boys tennis crown champions next week. Then it's boys soccer and cross country on Saturday, November 2nd. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll be back next week.
Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love back at Archie Ross Stadium. A very eventful first half. Everett leading East Lansing 20-18. Doubting Industries, Jeff and Chris Metz sponsoring our broadcast tonight. If you're wondering what your future holds and you're not going to college, or you found out college just isn't for you, hey, you know what? College isn't for everybody. It just isn't. Check out the future that skilled trades can offer you. You'll be surprised. Check them out at doubtingindustries.com. And by Megan Zemer and her great staff at the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out more at lansingsports.org. As I mentioned, a very eventful first half, 20-18, Everett leads East Lansing. East Lansing got the opening kickoff. They went right down the field. Looked like they were going to score a pretty easy touchdown, but they got bogged down. Inside the 10-yard line and had to settle for a field goal, which Isaiah Armstrong hit 24 yards, and it was 3-0 East Lansing 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the game. Everett, however, responded. They went on a 4-minute and 5-second drive. Najai Davidson threw to Karan Turnley, 9 yards on the touchdown. The 2-point conversion was no good, and it was 6-3 Everett at that point. On the following drive, Everett forced a Jace Clarizio fumble. They recovered, and Javari Funchess finished off a drive with a 2-yard touchdown. The 2-point conversion was good. And what was that? That was a pass, wasn't it?
What was that? The
2-point conversion that Everett had.
Yes.
It was a pass by Najai Davidson. It was good, and it was 14-3 Everett, and that's where we were at the end of the first quarter. They scored that touchdown with just 21 seconds left in the quarter. However, East Lansing got going in the second quarter. Ben Fletcher threw a 15-yard touchdown pass to Jace Clarizio on 3rd and goal from the 15. They went for 2 to try to get within 3. They got it. Fletcher threw to J.L. Branson, and at the 6:22 mark of the second quarter, it was Everett leading 14-11. After an Everett punt, East Lansing got the ball back, and Ben Fletcher threw a 13-yard touchdown pass to J.L. Branson on 3rd and goal from the 13-yard line. Isaiah Armstrong hit the extra point, and with 1:22 to go in the second quarter, it was 18-14 East Lansing. However, Everett got the ball. They didn't have very good field position, and Najai Davidson threw over the middle to Karan Turnley. He broke a couple of tackles and went 79 yards for a touchdown. They went for 2, and Javari Funchess on a run just barely missed getting the 2-point conversion, and with 30 seconds left in the second quarter, it was 20-18 Everett. East Lansing had a chance to score right near the end of the first half, but they ran out of time on a long pass from Ben Fletcher to J.L. Branson. There was 8 seconds left in the first half. Play took too long, and they ran out of time with the ball inside the Everett 10-yard line. So they run out of time, and that's where we are right now. Everett 20, East Lansing 18. Only 1 turnover in the first half, but it was costly. It was a forced fumble by Everett on Jace Clarizio, recovered by Najai Davidson, and that's the only turnover of the game, and they got points out of it. Penalty-wise, Everett's got 5 penalties for 40 yards, about the only thing they've done wrong tonight. East Lansing, 3 penalties for 15 yards.
They overcame those penalties, so that's the thing.
They did. Remember, Everett won the coin toss. They deferred to the second half, so they will get the ball to start quarter number 3. We'll talk about that in keys to the second half, but you have the individual stats.
Let's start with the East Lansing Trojans. Ben Fletcher, 10 for 12 for 139 and 2 touchdowns. Jace Clarizio, 14 carries for 132, and he has a 15-yard touchdown reception. He doesn't have any rushing touchdowns, does Clarizio, though. Also, that key fumble that Vikings turned into points.
Yep.
J.L. Branson, 2 catches for 39 or 42 yards and a touchdown. He had that long one right before the half, but nothing came from it ever because they ran out of time. Rush yards, 151 for East Lansing, 290 total for the Trojans. So lots of yards. They've been able to move the ball up and down the field.
They have.
For Everett, Najai Davidson, a perfect 9 for 9 in the passing game, 162 yards and 2 touchdowns. Those both went to Karan Turnley, 5 catches for 114 and those 2 catches
What
for
a half
touchdowns.
he's had.
He's been huge for him. Javari Funchess, only 14 yards on the ground, but he does have a touchdown and that 2-point conversion. 31 rush yards for the Vikings, so they might want to make some changes and trying to get the run game going. 192 total for the Vikings, but they're winning. They're up 2 at the half right now.
20-18 is where at half. The Everett Band is out there. Coming up on the other side of this break, we'll get to other scores from around the mid-Michigan area. A lot of games have started, including DeWitt at Grand Ledge. We'll tell you what's going on there, plus the other action around the mid-Michigan area after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing. And back after this 2-minute break. And it's brought to you by Jeff and Chris Metz and Doubting Industries, and Megan Zemer and her great staff at the Lansing Sports Commission.
Game 7:30 a.m.
From Palmbos and Erik back at Archie Ross Stadium on the south side of Lansing. Everett leading East Lansing 20-18 after 24 minutes of play. Got a couple other scores from around the mid-Michigan area. DeWitt leading Grand Ledge 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Remember, that game started at 7 o'clock. We started at 6. Williamston beating Eastern right now 45-0. That game was late in the second quarter at last check. You got any other ones?
First quarter, Langsburg 7, Dansville 0 in the CMAC. See what else I can do. End of the first, St. Patrick 0, Fulton 0 in 8-man football.
Okay. 2 top teams in 8-player football.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to see if I can get a couple more scores here. I got to scroll down a little bit. There was another game that started, 2 games actually that started before, Olivet and Lakewood, and then Williamston and Lansing Eastern. Lansing Eastern, they were down 45-0 to Williamston. That was at halftime. And I'm still scrolling out. Not too many teams in the area that have scores right now.
Well, like we said, we do the best we can when it comes to stuff like that.
Well, and then with games just getting started, 20 minutes ago roughly. It's a little tougher on things like that. Let's do another refresh, see if I can find something else to pop up. Nope, not unless you care about Westland, John Glenn, and Fordson.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got for you right now.
We'll do the best we can when we get into the second half of play. Got a programming note for tomorrow. Tomorrow here on WVFN, 12:40 p.m., Tigers and Guardians, Game 5 of their American League Division Series, originally scheduled for 4:38. Then it got moved to 8 o'clock after the Yankees clinched last night. And then the Guardians, in conjunction with Major League Baseball, moved the game up to 1 o'clock because of potential bad weather in the evening. And they want to make sure they want to finish that tomorrow because the American League Championship Series starts on Monday in New York.
Yeah.
So they want to finish that. So they moved it up to 1:08. So 12:40 p.m. pregame here on WVFN. Also on 12:40 WJIM. That'll be simulcasted on both stations. At 5:30 p.m. tomorrow on WJIM AM exclusive, Michigan State and Boston College playing Game 2 of their series. And you had an update. It's 3-0 Boston College.
Yeah, end of the first period.
Now. Wow. I'm surprised by that. Not necessarily that BC is ahead, but by 3-0 at Munn Ice Arena in probably the marquee game in college hockey this weekend. Marquee series, that is.
2 versus 3, right?
Yeah, 2 versus 4. Yeah, close enough, yeah. And then here on WVFN at 6:45, Detroit Red Wings hockey. It's the Red Wings hosting the Nashville Predators at I almost said Joe Louis Arena.
Not anymore.
My goodness. No, it's Little Caesars Arena. And so there's that. 6:45 with Ken Cal, the great Ken Cal and Paul Woods here on WVFN after the baseball game tomorrow. Remember, Michigan State is off tomorrow. That they will resume next Saturday when they host Iowa, and we'll tell you more about that later on. I do have an update here. DeWitt at Grand Ledge. DeWitt leading 14-0 in the second quarter. Abram Larner, a 51-yard pick six.
Wow. Okay.
So it's 14-0 DeWitt halfway through the second quarter.
I got another update in the CMAC. 11:49 left in the half. Dansville has scored at 7-7 Aggies and Wolfpack.
Oh, wow. Man, Langsburg has really struggled this year.
Yep.
Dansville, I believe, has lost 15 straight games. They got the longest active area losing streak, trying to end that tonight. But Langsburg, man, struggling this season under Coach Brian Borgman. He's had a lot of good teams recently, but just one of those down years happens to everybody.
Yep, they've been in contention for a CMAC title in previous years and made some playoff runs as well, and just barely missed the playoffs a couple of times as well.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, they've been playing pretty decent, but struggling this year.
All right, both teams are coming out now for the stretch. There's less than a minute left on the clock, but they'll put 3 more minutes for everybody can stretch. Now it's time for keys to the second half.
Let's start with the home teams. So they're the first ones out here. The stretch are the Vikings under Coach Jaleel Canty. I think, I talked about the total stats for them at halftime. 31 rush yards. That's got to change, I think, for Everett. They got to be able to run the ball a little bit more. You got to keep them honest, the defense at least. You cannot rely on Najai Davidson back there and Karan Turnley making all these great plays. They had a great first half, but you don't want to rely on both of those guys to get things done. So Jabari Funchess, the run game, I think has got to step up in the second half and do a little bit more. And I think they got to get, despite him being 9 for 9, Najai Davidson has not had great time in the pocket.
No, he hasn't.
He's been flushed from the pocket nearly 90% of the time. It seems like
yeah.
He's had to make up some plays by himself and just kind of take off and run. So run game first thing for them. Get that going. Keep the defense honest, and then I think be able to give Davidson just a little bit more time. Even give him 2 or 3 seconds to drop back and make a pass and find somebody open, because the receivers, despite having Mason Chadwell out, they've made some plays. They've done a pretty good job and made some plays in the pass game. But I want to see the run game get going for them. For East Lansing, keep feeding Jace Clarizio, man. I mean, he had 14 carries for 132 yards. That's almost 10 yards a carry in the first half. He didn't have any rushing touchdowns. He did have a receiving touchdown, but for the most part, they bottle him up when they get inside the 10-yard line.
Right.
They've kept him out of the end zone that way. But, keep running the ball with Clarizio. He's the guy. He's your guy. You got to keep, get the pass game, keep things honest again for them. J.L. Branson's had a couple good catches, and the receivers, Owen Fortman's had 3 catches as well in the first half. But I think Clarizio, keep feeding him the ball. We didn't see Duarte Sams at all, Junior at all in the first half. And usually he runs in and gets a sub in and gets a carry here and there.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
But especially with Clarizio not playing at all last week in that ball game. But I guess he wants the ball every single time, and he's going to take it. So keep running the ball with Clarizio. Get the pass game here and there. And defensively, if they could keep Everett from running the ball and keep containing them in the ground, I think they'll be okay.
Both teams still out stretching right now. Maybe about 90 seconds left on the clock here at halftime. Bit of an extended halftime. Everett will get the ball to start quarter number 3. I think that's big. I think Everett needs to do something on this drive. Probably need a similar drive than what they had last week, which took 6.5 minutes off the clock. If they can do that, that would be big time. And preferably for them, score a touchdown. Because they're going to need points. They're only up by 2 points right now, 20-18.
That's what we talked about that off the air at halftime. I'm like, they kind of took the air out of the ball and just ran the ball and had that long drive and didn't score. I don't think that's going to work tonight. They would love to get the long drive going, obviously, but they're going to need to get points out of those. They're not going to be able to sit there and wait. With a 2-point lead, that just isn't going to work.
But a stunning touchdown from Najai Davidson to Karan Turnley before the end of the half. 79 yards. And that's why they've got the lead right now.
So I just want to touch on something real quick. Does it look darker to the south side on the field here than it was in the first half? I feel like the lights are not as bright to our right to the south. Is it just my...
Or is it us?
Is it just me?
I don't know.
It seems a little darker over there.
It does look a little bit darker.
I did see officials talking to some Everett folks around, the 30-yard line.
Are the lights malfunctioning?
Possibly. That's why I wondered if maybe they were having a discussion. I saw them go over and talk to Coach Del Farraco. Now they're going to come over and talk to Everett, but no, they said everything's okay. So maybe it's an illusion, but it seemed like maybe the lights are a little bit darker. It looks a
little bit darker. Now, they do have lights above the concession stands that are shining out towards the field.
Yes.
And those lights might be able to keep us active in this game. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, you see the lights above the concession stand in the bathrooms on the south end of the stadium. The officials are talking right now.
They're at midfield, but I think they're just getting ready for the half. because both coaches and both teams are getting ready to go. I don't know. It looks a little darker to me than it did in the second quarter.
Fred Heumann from Channel 10 says, my photographer who was there said they lost a bank of lights. It's darker in one spot of the field. Well, yeah, it's the southwest portion of the field, and they've lost a bank of lights.
But I guess they're going to let it go.
Well, both teams have to agree to continue playing if it's safe.
Yes. Like you said, maybe those lights on the south end behind the concessions and the bathrooms are keeping this game on.
As we can tell, it is noticeably darker on the south end of the field.
And you see the shadows are much deeper.
Oh, yes.
On the right side.
As it's almost completely dark out here at 7:35 in the evening. Kicking off is Isaiah Armstrong. Near side. He's able to get it away. Caught at the 10-yard line. 15, 20, 25, out to the 26, and not much further there.
Will the lights be a factor in the second half? We'll keep an eye on that.
Something we didn't even think of. That's number 11, Eugene Allen, brings it out to the 26. Now they're going towards the bright end of the field. And it's just the bank of lights that's on the near side of the field, nearest us, but on the opposite end of the field from where we are. First and 10. Najai Davidson in the gun. Javari Funchess next to him. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Good snap. Inside handoff. Funchess gets away. 30, 32-yard line. Gain of about 6.
Believe it or not, that's the longest run of the ball game for Javari Funchess.
It is.
Davidson had a 13-yarder by himself, but that's the longest for Funchess.
Yep. Davidson in the gun. Inside handoff, Funchess. Oh, he's tackled as soon as he caught the ball.
Run blitz,
and he's tackled for a loss back to the 29, loss of 3. 3rd and 6. East Lansing knew it was coming. So now, Najai Davidson's going to probably have to throw the ball here. Taking their time. 10:58 and counting, third quarter. Everett up 20-18. Play clock under 10. Davidson takes the snap, dropping to throw. Looking, gets out to the left, throws out to the left, and it is...
no good.
Incomplete. Tried to get the ball to Javari Funchess. It's incomplete, and it's 4th down.
First incomplete for Najai Davidson, and a quick 3 and out for the Vikings to start.
Not what the Everett offense wanted, and Najai Davidson will go back to punt.
It's like 2 guys going back for East Lansing this time, Owen Fortman and B.J. Wyndham.
They're standing at their own 45-yard line. 10:37 left in the third quarter. Everett leading East Lansing 20-18.
Everett's down a player.
Yeah, they got 10 guys on the field. Play clock is under 5.
They got to call timeout.
They have to call a timeout.
Man, they had to burn a timeout on that.
Could be costly later on. Oh, they took the penalty.
Okay, they took the delay of game.
You know what? That's smart to do it that way.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to burn a timeout now.
No. You're not, because you're going to punt anyway on 4th and 8. You're going to punt on 4th and 13.
I mean, it gives East Lansing a little bit better field position probably, but nevertheless, take the 5.
Ball at their own 24-yard line. This is Davidson's second punt of the game. No pressure. Get high and short. But it bounces into East Lansing territory, and it's down at the 42-yard line.
I think it might have touched before.
34-yard punt.
It was high, but it took a nice bounce for Everett at least.
Ball to 43, so 33-yard punt. East Lansing puts the ball in play at their own 43-yard line. 10:25 left in the third quarter. Ben Fletcher brings his team out. Under center, Clarizio behind him. Takes the handoff. Pushes forward, gets out over the 45, maybe the 46. Gain of 3.
Everett brought the house on that
They
play,
did.
too, and I thought somebody
Run
was going to
blitz.
get him, yeah.
2nd and 7. 10:07 and counting, third quarter.
If that play had been drawn up to run to the right side, there would have been nowhere to go.
No. Ball on the far hash mark. Fletcher under center. 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Clarizio behind him. Now he brings Owen Fortman in motion. Fake handoff.
Uh-oh.
Fletcher tackled, sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Guess who?
Karan Turnley. Away.
They'll mark him down at the 37-yard line, a loss of 9. And Turnley came in absolutely untouched.
Yep. He was on the outside on the left side for Everett. The linebacker standing up, and no edge person over there even got a piece of him. Even if they'd get a hand on him for a second to slow him down, but no.
Untouched, unblocked. 3rd and 15. It's really longer than that, about 3rd and 16. 9:04 and counting. Dropping to throw is Fletcher. Facing some pressure. Throws it out to Clarizio, and he's going to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage. He pushes forward to the 40-yard line, but it's going to be 4th down and probably a punt.
Yep, they got 1 yard out of that screen play.
Nice job by the Everett defense responding. And now looks like East Lansing's going to punt for the first time.
It was a late change defensively for the Vikings, too. Right about, 2 seconds before the snap, guys were getting in the right positions, and you're like, oh, no, what's going to happen? Are they going to be in the right spot? They had it perfect.
Isaiah Armstrong back to punt. His first punt of the night at his own 23.
T.J. Benson back for the Vikings.
Snap, good. Kick away. It's high. Fair catch. Benson has it inside his own 30. Right about what, the 26-yard line?
Somewhere right around there, yes.
So it's right on the edge of where the bank of lights that are out. There are 4 big banks of lights, and one of them's out on the southwest corner of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, the building that houses the concession stand and the bathrooms, they have 2 big lights, and both of them are on, and I think those lights are why we're still playing.
Mm-hmm.
It's bright enough, in the opinion of the coaches and the officials, to allow this game to continue. 8:13 to go, third quarter. Everett up 20-18. Davidson, hands off, Funchess.
Nope.
Nothing there. He's going to fight to get back to the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be a loss of 1.
Backside blitz came in again to make the play.
2nd down and 11, under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Everett's going to have to throw the ball some here in the second half.
Well, I talked about I wanted them to try and establish the run a little bit more, but East Lansing's loading up.
They say a loss of 2. It's really a loss of 1. Davidson in the gun. Under 5. He's going to run it himself. He's got a hole up the middle. Oh, he got tripped up at the 30-yard line.
Great job.
Who was that? Was that Armstrong? I think it was number 9, Isaiah Armstrong, who tripped him up at the 30-yard line. If he gets by him, Davidson's still running.
Yeah, that was a shoestring tackle, to say the least.
He does get 6 on the play. It's 3rd and 7 from their own 30.
That was perfectly set up, too. It was a great call because East Lansing was blitzing again up the middle, and they ran to the outside.
Down to 6:55 and counting, third quarter.
Grover Patterson had come in on that blitz.
Big play here. Play clock now under 5. Davidson dropping to throw. Rolling to the right. Middle screen. Caught at the 30-yard line. Taken down there. I think, is that Funchess or Turnley?
That's Turnley again.
Nice tackle there by number 69, Justin Aljari and company. No gain. Ball at the 30-yard line. It's going to be 4th down.
Looking for that underneath screen to the tight end. H-back, whatever you want to call him. He's a jack of all trades, Turnley, but the East Lansing defense ready for it. They're sending the blitzes again, too. They are blitzing nearly every single play.
And they're going to punt again. Third punt on the night for Najai Davidson.
Wyndham back this time, only one for East Lansing.
High snap, brings it down, gets it away, almost blocked. This is his best punt. Inside the 40, inside the 35, taken at the 28. And tackled. No, he's still going, but he's tackled inside the 20-yard line. Big punt there by Najai Davidson and great coverage by Everett. East Lansing has the ball inside their own 20.
They got out of the first tackle, but went backwards and actually lost a couple more yards because of it.
They're going to mark him down at the 20. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20. Everett leading 20-18, 5:45 to go, third quarter.
We know why there was only one guy back for East Lansing. They had the blitz on, or they had the block on.
Almost got to it.
Yeah, the punt block was there, and it almost got a piece of it. Davidson over the top. Both teams.
42, 43-yard punt there for Najai Davidson. Easily his best punt of the night.
Flip the field a little bit.
1st and 10, and then great coverage, puts it back at the 20. 1st and 10 from the 20. Ben Fletcher, shotgun, throws it out to the left, incomplete.
Bounced it.
Tried to get it out to B.J. Wyndham, but it was short and low, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. 5:40 to go, third quarter. Everett leading 20-18. Everett trying to stay undefeated in league play. East Lansing trying to get above 500 for the season. But they've played a tough schedule and trying to keep themselves within hailing distance for the CAAC Blue title. A loss here knocks them out, and then they're just hoping for a playoff berth, which is still very possible for them, even at 3-4. Under center is Fletcher. Clarizio, offset eye. Handoff, Clarizio, left side, 25, and the linebacker got him at the 25, maybe the 26. Who was that? Was it number 44, I think. Isaiah DeHelbis Chambers.
Yep.
And it's going to be 3rd down and 5 from the 25. Huge play in this game right now. 5:15 and counting, third quarter.
The fullback departs. They bring in an extra wide receiver, East Lansing. It's Gerald Jeter.
Three wide receivers, one left, two to the right. Fletcher in the shotgun, Clarizio next to him. Bad snap from center. He's able to pull it in, feeling some pressure, trying to get away, and he's not going to get away. He falls down inside the 20. It'll be 4th down and punt time for East Lansing.
One of the few times that Everett has actually been able to get some pressure on Fletcher. He's had a pretty clean pocket for the most part in this ballgame.
4:35 and counting. Everett should get good field position out of this. Isaiah Armstrong back inside his own 10-yard line.
And it's T.J. Benson back again for Everett.
He's right at about midfield at his own 48. And East Lansing's rushing a guy on late.
We've seen that. Both teams have had this problem tonight.
Oh, and it's the center.
It's the long snapper.
Under 5 seconds left. They get the play off. And the punt is away. Taken by T.J. Benson at midfield. And the main thing is he caught the ball and didn't fumble it. He does return it for 1 yard to the East Lansing 49. And it'll be 1st and 10. Well, they mark it right at midfield.
Okay.
Tackled right at midfield. So Everett's got great field position here as they try to extend their lead, leading 20-18 with 3:57 to go in the third quarter. Well, the second half so far hasn't gone the way Everett would have liked.
Well, neither team has done anything with the ball. It's been 2 punts for each.
But they're still ahead.
Yeah.
Pistol formation. Sorry, Eric.
No, they've both teams have burned some clock at least for Everett. That's what they're happy for.
Pistol formation. Davidson, pitch out. Funchess trying to get outside. He gets 3, maybe 4 to the 47, maybe the 46. He's taken down there. Jalen Gillespie Lane, a senior linebacker. They'll give him 3 to the 47. Option pitch to the left. Gain of 3. 2nd and 7. And as long as Everett has the lead, they can bleed some clock.
This is their best chance here in the second half to get some points because they started right at midfield.
Yes, going into the bright end of the field. Again, there's a bank of lights that are out on the southwest side of the stadium. Almost got East Lansing to jump. Play clock under 10. Now under 5. Need to go here. They get the play off. Fake handoff. Pitch outside. That is
Turnley.
Turnley gets to the 45 and no further. Did a smart thing pitching it out to him because had they handed it off to Funchess, he'd have got tackled. And now we got a player limping off the field. That's Jay Carnegie, number 8. He's got to come off.
And for East Lansing. Big third down.
3rd and 5 from the 45.
It was a great play change at the last second.
Yep.
And they got it off at the last second, too, by the way.
2:34 and counting. Davidson in the shotgun. Turnley and Funchess next to him.
Ooh.
Trying to get East Lansing to jump. Hey, I'd try the same thing.
They're getting extra aggressive with the linebackers.
They are. Play clock under 5. Dropping to throw is Davidson. Throws. Middle. Dropped. Would have been caught by number 12, T.J. Benson. Tough catch. One, he'd probably tell you, yeah, I should have got that one.
Got his hands on it. Defenders in the area. Maybe he heard some footsteps. The safety was coming up from behind, and then the corner was right there on him. It was a tight window, and Davidson got it in there, but Benson just couldn't quite hold on. It was a 98-mile-per-hour fastball, that's for sure.
Yep. 2:13 to go, third quarter.
They're going to go for
4th and 5. They're going to line up to go for it?
Try hard count again?
They may try to hard count. Maybe what they're trying to do. No, they're going to go for it. Rolling out. He's going to throw it high and deep. He's got a man there, but it's over his head. T.J. Benson was open, and he overthrew him by a yard.
The defender fell down. They had it perfectly set up, and the pass had just too much on it.
1st and 10, East Lansing at their own 45.
Well, 4th and 5 situation, you think you go for a short pass or an intermediate pass to try and pick up the first down, but nobody was open, and that was his best shot, was to go downfield. He had the guy, he just couldn't quite get it.
Would you have punted there?
I was more of inclined to think of the hard count.
Yeah, okay.
And try and get him to go off sides,
right.
And then if you don't, then maybe you take the 5 yards and then punt the ball away.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what East Lansing can do here.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with the shot, at least, the attempt.
Love the aggressiveness.
Yeah.
Fake handoff. Fletcher throwing deep. He's got a man there. Caught. Touchdown. East Lansing.
The Jeter. And then the flag.
I think that's Wyndham. I can't tell.
Nope, it's Daryl Jeter, number 4.
Man.
55 yards. First shot. Deep.
Ben Fletcher to number 4, Daryl Jeter. And East Lansing's got the lead. 55 yards. With 1:58 to go.
There was talking afterwards that will result in the
penalty,
the kickoff for East Lansing.
And let's see what East Lansing does. Well, they may go. Doc, they're going to go for 2 to try to make it a 6-point game.
Well, everybody's going for 2 in this ball game, so you might as well.
1:58 to go, third quarter. Ben Fletcher under center. Fake handoff. Fletcher rolling out left. Throws. Caught. 2-pointer. And who was that?
It was 18, Lott.
That's Trent Lott. That's Isaiah Lott. The 2-pointer is good. And East Lansing's got a 26-20 lead.
What a stunning turn of events. What looked like it was going to be an Everett long touchdown. Very nice play. East Lansing cashes in.
26-20 East Lansing. We'll keep it right here because I got a feeling we're going to have a lot of stoppages in the fourth quarter. Hey, get aggressive. Go for a bomb on the first play. I agreed with that. 26-20 East Lansing. 1:58 to go, third quarter. But this Everett team is explosive. We've seen that all season long.
Mm-hmm.
They'll mark off the 15 yards. That's the fourth penalty of the game on East Lansing. 4 penalties for 30 yards. Everett, 6 penalties for 45. And now Everett should get good field position out of this.
Last time East Lansing took the lead, Everett scored right away after.
They did.
It took them less than, it was a 79-yard touchdown. Karan Turnley.
Isaiah Armstrong. High and short. It's taken by Everett at the 40. Up to the 45. Not much further than that. But now Everett's going to get a unsportsmanlike conduct as number 5 for Everett spiked the ball. Hassan Cisse spiked the ball in frustration. That's going to be 15 yards.
You're going to get in great field position. You just shot yourself in the foot.
DeWitt leading Grand Ledge 21-0 at the half.
In 8-man football, Fulton 16, St. Patrick nothing.
Wow.
Dansville 14, Langsburg 10 right before the half.
That's the 7th penalty on Everett tonight. 7 penalties for 60 yards. Man.
That one was a killer. It could be, potentially.
Well, it moves it back to the 27, 28-yard line. So not bad field position, but you'd like to have it over the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
And just out of frustration, Hassan Cisse, number 5, spiked the ball. Official saw it, correctly threw the flag. 1:52 to go, third quarter. Najai Davidson in the gun. Handoff inside.
Turnley.
That's Turnley out over the 30 to the 33 maybe. Gain of 5, maybe to the 34. Apologize, not quite sure who the players are because we are at the end of the field where the Southwest Bank of Lights are out.
A little tougher to read. I got my binoculars out to try and help you, Brock.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. 1:25 and counting, third quarter. East Lansing up 26-20. Davidson in the gun again. Inside handoff again.
Turnley.
That's Turnley again. He's close to a first down. Depends on the mark.
You got it. Needed 4, got 5.
They get him 38, maybe the 39. It's a first down.
They've gone to the 2-back situation now. Shotgun, Turnley to the left, and then Funchess just slightly back to the right.
They mark it at the 39. 1st and 10.
Now back to the single.
Clock running, 1:08 to go, third quarter. Brock Palmbos, Erik Love here at Archie Ross Stadium. Exciting game in the CAAC Blue. Just what we'd hope we'd get. Now under a minute to go. Under 10 on the play clock. Davidson in the gun. Handoff. That's Funchess. He's got room left side. 40. Cuts back inside, outside the 45 to the 46. A nice gain there. Gain of 7. We're under 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Probably have time to run one more play.
Funchess just barely able to get away from a defender coming from behind. Stepped out of that tackle.
Gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Down to 25 seconds to go in the quarter. And they will try to run one more play here, you would think. Down under 20 seconds. Now 15. Davidson in the gun. Down to 10. They get the play off. Davidson throwing. Throws it high. Throws it deep. It's incomplete. It's over the head of the receiver.
Yeah, Everett fans not happy. They think there's contact.
Eugene Allen was the intended receiver, and it'll be 3rd down and 3 with 3 seconds left in the quarter.
Number 11 on the coverage, Jalen Gillespie Lane for East Lansing, but Vikings fans think that there's pass interference or hold or something on him.
Davidson was 9 for 9 in the first half. He's 0 for 4 in the second half.
No, he's 1 for 5.
Oh,
he's got a 0-yard play.
Oh, that's what it was. Yep.
That 0-yard pass.
One. Yep. All right, 3rd and 3 here for Everett. Inside, Davidson's got it. First down into East Lansing territory to the 45. Gain of 9, and that's the end of the third quarter of play. We got a potential thriller here at Archie Ross Stadium. East Lansing leading Everett 26-20. Come on back for the fourth. On the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission and by Jeff and Chris Metz and Dowding Industries, who you hear from right now.
The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Palmbos and Erik, Doc Love back at Archie Ross Stadium on the campus of Everett High School. East Lansing leading Everett 26-20 at the end of 3 quarters of play. As we cross the 8 o'clock hour, I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station. Brock Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love. Everett will have the ball 1st and 10 from the East Lansing 45. They're going from left to right here in the fourth quarter, but they're going into the darker end of the field. Once again, the southwest corner bank of lights is out. So it's darker at that end of the field, at that corner of the field, the southwest corner of the field, but there are lights that are on above the concession stand in the bathrooms on the south end of the stadium that's allowing this game to continue as we start the fourth quarter. Davidson throwing over the middle.
Ooh, caught
inside the 30.
Turnley again.
Was that Turnley?
The ball got tipped.
Tipped, almost intercepted, but he caught it low, and it's a first down.
Man.
Inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Gain of 17. What a game Turnley has had.
The secondary came in for East Lansing, tipped the ball, thought they were going to pick it off. Turnley goes down and gets it one-handed and picks up 17.
Reaches down almost to his knees.
Yeah.
Davidson in the shotgun. Funchess next to him. 3 wide receivers, 1 left, 2 to the right. A wing on the right, that's Turnley. Dropping to throw again. He's throwing high. He's throwing deep. He's got a man out there, and he overthrew him again.
Probably a good thing.
That's Eugene Allen. He was triple covered on that play.
Yeah, there were 3 Trojans back there.
And it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 28-yard line.
Jeter, Gillespie Lane, and Kellen Lott all back there. I don't mind taking the shot.
No, I don't either. Because it's going to be 4 down territory from here.
Yeah, regardless.
Right. 11:15 left in regulation. Davidson in the gun. Bad snap. He's going to take it himself. He's going to get what he can out of it. And he gets to the 27, 26 maybe. Yep, they'll give him 2 yards on that play. He did about as good as he could do there.
Mm-hmm.
Bad snap from center messed everything up.
They were looking to run that option play again with Javari Funchess. And Funchess was out there ready, waiting for the pitch. There was no pitch going to be able to come.
Nope, not at all. So 3rd down and 8, rather. And now it looks like Davidson's cramping up a little bit here. He's trying to stretch his leg out. 10:39 and counting in the fourth quarter.
He's trying to work through it.
He is. Comes another blitz. Play clock under 10. Inside handoff, Funchess. Trying to catch him off guard. They get down to the 25-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 6. And obviously you go for it here.
Mm-hmm.
They did that in mind knowing they were going to go for it on 4th. Fourth and about 7. We're under 10 minutes left in regulation.
Look for Turnley. He's been the guy.
Yes.
He's in the H-back right now.
Davidson rolling out to the right. Feeling some pressure. He throws it high, throws it deep, and intercepted. We got a flag.
Pass interference.
We'll wait.
Looking for Turnley.
If it's against East Lansing, it's a first down.
I think they just rode him out of the way. Yep.
Pass interference on East Lansing.
There were three defenders out there for East Lansing, but the initial guy who had picked up Turnley, he shoved him out of the way to try and let his guys come in and pick off the ball.
So that'll be half the distance to the goal. So it'll put it at about the 12 or 13-yard line, I think.
Those blitzes, man, they're getting so close. Davidson just has been uncomfortable in the pocket.
Looks like they'll put it at the 12.
Okay.
So it's actually 13-yard penalty. 5 penalties for 43 yards.
And they can pick up a first down.
Ball at the 13-yard line. They get 4 fresh downs. Inside handoff, Funchess dives forward towards the 10-yard line. Might be just short of the 10.
I think he got right to it, actually.
It'll be 2nd down and 7, it looks like. Again, this is the darker end of the field.
Yeah, look at the long shadows are coming because the lights on the southeast side are coming towards us.
Yep.
And the players' shadows, it look like a 5 o'clock shadow coming down here.
9:06 and counting. You need a touchdown here if you're Everett.
You got to get one for the Vikings. This is, again, 4 down territory the rest of the ball game for them.
Davidson, inside handoff again. That's Funchess. Nothing there. Gets a block. Gets outside. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. Pushed out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd down inside the 5.
How about Najee Davidson going out there and throwing the block for Jafari Funchess?
Clock stops with 8:44 left.
When he gets 6.
3rd down and 1. Looks like about the 5-yard line. Maybe the 4. Well, 2 downs to make 1 yard.
Yep.
And I'm going to need your help on this one. This is the dark end of the field here. I mean, it's not completely dark, but Davidson going to take it himself, and I don't know.
I think he got it. If he did, he just barely got it. Going to depend on the spot. He took it, ran it right.
I don't know.
I think he came up short.
They say he's short. It's 4th down.
He needed 1, and he got, what? He's inches away, maybe?
Maybe a foot away. It's 4th down. It's inside the 5. Got to go for it here. And a late arriving Everett crowd now making some noise. Play clock is under 10, I believe.
Now it is. Better hurry.
They better hurry. Play clock under 5.
Timeout.
And now Everett's going to call a timeout.
I tell you what, it's tough to see that back judge.
It is.
With it being dark bay. You can't hardly see him throw his arms up there for the under 10. Good job by Jaleel Canty. You got to call a timeout here. It's your biggest play of the game right now.
Yep. We'll keep it right here. Everett's got 2 timeouts left. 7:53 left in regulation.
No, you think normally in a 4th and inches foot situation like that, you go under center, you QB sneak it. Everett doesn't go under center.
No.
They go pistol or shotgun exclusively.
Right. Coldwater and Okemos, halftime. Coldwater 7, Okemos 7.
All right.
You know, it's nice to see Okemos actually be competitive in some games. They've won 1 game this year, and they've been competitive in a couple of others, including last week in a game they almost won against Waverly. Williamston 45, Eastern 16. They're late in the 3rd quarter.
Eastern was 45-0.
Yep.
Now this play,
it looks like the ball is just inside the 5-yard line.
They need to get
to the 4. Well, it's one of 3 guys. It's Davidson, it's Turnley, or it's Funchess.
Well,
one of those 3. You would think.
It's Funchess and Davidson in the backfield and Turnley at the H-back. I would imagine it's probably QB keeper again with Davidson.
4th and 1. Handoff. Funchess. Touchdown. Touchdown, Everett.
Found a way in.
Javari Funchess ties the game. His second
Yes.
Yes, second touchdown of the game. We're tied at 26. Call it a 5-yard touchdown. And they'll go for 2 to try to take the lead.
Well, they haven't kicked any tonight so far. You wonder if maybe they don't have their regular kicker this week.
Well, it was Fernando Solis last week, but we have not seen him out there.
Mm-mm.
They're going to line up to go for 2.
Well, if you don't have your normal kicker,
No.
I guess you got to go for 2.
Yep.
Normally, I'd say kick it. You're up by 1.
Oh, obviously.
This is the same formation that they've been running out of.
Davidson in the gun. Funchess next to him. 3 wide receivers. Wing on the right, that's Turnley. Whistle. What do we have?
Flag. Delay a game. Oh, they delay a game again.
Man.
That's tough. Because now it's from the 8.
8 penalties for 65 yards. Well, hey, at least the game is tied. If
Yes.
you don't get it, the game is tied.
Correct.
And like you said, might give them a little more room.
That did, when they went for a 2-pointer and it got pushed back the last time, it helped them. Because Funchess came out of the backfield and caught that in the flat. Did they run that again? Turnley was H-back, now he's out a wide receiver.
Yep. Davidson in the gun. Dropping to throw. Now is he going to run? He is, and he's not going to make it.
Nope. East Lansing baited him into it.
Got him inside the 5-yard line. The 2-pointer is no good. And with 7:48 to go in the fourth quarter, we are tied. East Lansing 26, Everett 26. 30-second break, and we're back on the game. 7:30 AM WVFN, brought to you by Dowding Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
WVFN.
Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love back at Archie.
Lansing Sports Leader. The game, 7:30 AM.
Apologize for the technical problem there. That is a host error right there. My fault there. My apologies. Jace Clarizio, as you heard Erik say, back on kickoff duty. He took the kickoff back, and they're going to get it at their own 37-yard line. It was a squib kick.
It took a perfect bounce right to him.
Yes, it did. They get it at their own 37. 7:40 left in regulation. We are tied at 26. Everett and East Lansing. East Lansing with the ball. Inside handoff. Clarizio trying to get outside. Gets pushed out of bounds. Out over the 40.
Right at the 40.
Yeah, they're going to mark him at the... Well, we'll see. Yeah, I think you're right. Gain of 3. Decent pursuit there by Everett. Escorting him out of bounds.
They made contact at the line of scrimmage, but Clarizio used a stiff arm to get those 3.
Second down and 7. 7:33 left in regulation. Fletcher, handoff. Clarizio, not much there. He does push forward and get a couple. To the 42, and now another big third down.
Everett blitzed that time as well. This game has been blitz, blitz, blitz. It's like a Wink Martindale game. No comment on that.
Actually, they only give him 1, Doc.
Yeah.
Only to the 41. Third down and 6. Now this is the biggest play of the game. 7:04, 7:03 and counting. Fletcher under center. Man in motion. That's Isaiah Armstrong. Fake handoff. Clarizio rolling right. Fletcher's got room. He's going to get the first down. Slides down. We'll see where they mark it, but I think he's got a first down. Are they marking him short?
He's short because he slid too early. He's saying I slid here, but they're saying, no, you're back here.
He slides down at the 46, short of a first down. Had he gone forward, Doc, dove forward, it would have been a first down.
Wow.
Now it's 4th down and 1.
I thought he had gotten past it and then slid, but the official over there on that side says no.
He was right there. 4th down and 1.
They say he stepped out of bounds before he slid because the clock has stopped.
Wow.
You go hard count?
They're going to line up and go for it.
Nope.
Clarizio's got it. Is he going to get the first down? Yes, he does.
Direct snap to him.
When in doubt, give the ball to your best player, and he got the first down.
They hurried up and ran the Wildcat real quick.
Yep.
And he got 2.
Closer to 3.
Yeah,
he got
right.
2. Got to the
2.
48. Needed 1, got 2. 1st and 10 from their own 48. 6:41 to go. We are tied at 26.
He didn't get out of bounds, right? Shouldn't the clock be rolling?
Clock should be running. It's not.
Did the referee not signal it?
No. If the referee didn't signal it, that's not on the scorekeeper. Here's Fletcher dropping to throw, facing some pressure. It's going to be a hold, and he's going to get sacked. And now if you're Everett, you decline the penalty.
Yeah, the side judge over there on the opposite side was saying, hey, the clock should be rolling. He was moving his hands, but the referee never blew it to start. They're going to push him back.
If I'm Everett, I decline the penalty because you sacked him behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Take the play.
Yeah, take the play.
We'll see what they decide to do. It's probably a hold. 6:30 to go. Holding, offense, decline the penalties.
Yeah, take the sack.
2nd down and long. Ball back to the 42-yard line. Loss of 6. Now the clock is running. 6:25 and counting.
You definitely take the sack and you take the down.
No question. 2nd down and 16, but you still got Clarizio back there who's explosive.
They just brought in more receivers, though.
4 wide receivers, 3 left, 1 to the right. Dropping to throw is Fletcher. He throws it out. It's caught by B.J. Wyndham. He breaks a tackle, and now he gets taken down at the 49-yard line by Eugene Allen. A nice tackle there. They get it up to about the original line of scrimmage, maybe the 49, so it'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, they got 1 extra, so they got 7.
3rd and 9 from their own 49. That was a very good play all around.
Yeah. Great catch by Wyndham. He broke the first 2 tackles.
Yep, but then Eugene Allen prevents a bigger gain by making a very nice tackle there. 5:30 left in regulation. East Lansing 26, Everett 26.
I think they're in 2 downs no matter what themselves.
Well, we'll see.
Depending on what happens here.
3rd down and 9. Dropping to throw is Fletcher. Rolling to the right, facing pressure. It is caught. And getting away is Daryl Jeter. We'll see where they mark him out of bounds.
He's short.
They mark him short again. At the 44-yard line, it'll be 4th down and 2. And now we got a flag.
Oh, man. Where's the flag at? It's back near the quarterback. What is it? East Lansing's moving back. I think it's going to be on them.
I did not see the signal. Now we're getting it right now.
Waiting. No? Maybe they gave it and we didn't see it. Or is he still talking about it? There it is.
Holding.
It's holding. Okay.
Yep.
So wipe out that play.
6 penalties for East Lansing for 53 yards.
Normally you would probably decline it again, make it 4th down, but it was only 2 yards.
Right. You take the yardage
on
this play.
Yardage,
yeah.
Yep.
5 minutes remaining. A late arriving Everett crowd has
starting to make some noise.
Really making some noise now. It's 3rd and 20. Fletcher in the gun. Dropping to throw. Fletcher feeling a little pressure. Throws it over the middle. Caught. First down. Owen Fortman inside the 40 to the 38.
And a face mask.
And a face mask call on Najai Davidson. Huge play for East Lansing.
24 yards. Fortman's been huge. He's made the big plays in this ball game for them in the receiving game.
Man, playing a deep zone.
They were a couple steps back on the receivers. They've been playing up for the most part.
Yeah.
That time they laid back, and Fortman had a huge spot in the open. Running that deep crosser.
Personal foul, face mask.
Tack 15 on.
15 yards.
So it was a 24-yard play, and then add 15, make it 39 yards on that play.
9 penalties for 80 yards unofficially. And they have a field goal kicker in Isaiah Armstrong. 1st and 10 at the 23 of Everett. Massive play there.
Worst time to get a penalty, too, if you're Everett.
4:40 left in regulation. Fletcher in the pistol. Clarizio behind him. He's going to get the ball. Goes right side. Gets around. 20, 10, 5. Dives. We're waiting for the signal.
Still waiting.
I don't see it.
Still waiting. No one said anything.
I think they're going to mark him down at the 1. There was no signal.
Nope, he's at the 5.
They say he's out at the 5-yard line. Okay.
Still 18 yards.
1st and goal from the 5. And now, 4:21 left. He stepped out of bounds, so the clock is stopped.
Clarizio again?
I would think so. Wing on the left. Handoff Clarizio. Right side. Tackled. He's in. He was able to surge forward, and he scores for East Lansing. A 5-yard touchdown, and East Lansing's got the lead.
He powered his way in for that one.
Sure did. 32-26 with 4:14 left.
His first rushing touchdown of the ball game.
Yep.
And on the season, his 12th.
Isaiah Armstrong, left-footed kicker. On for the extra point. Snap good. Placement down. Kick on the way. Kick good. And with 4:14 left in regulation, it's East Lansing 33, Everett 26. We'll take our last time out and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Lansing's only sports station. The game, 7:30.
Let's play.
Brock Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love, back here at Archie Ross Stadium. East Lansing leading Everett 33-26 on a Jace Clarizio 5-yard touchdown, but on 3rd and 20, Ben Fletcher threw a 24-yard pass to Owen Fortman and then add a 15-yard face mask penalty onto that. You get him inside the 25-yard line. Jace Clarizio, a couple of runs, touchdown. Armstrong kicks it high into the end zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. So we'll see what Everett can do. They have 2 timeouts left. And you need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
So not kicking any extra points.
They have not kicked any extra points tonight.
They scored on their last drive, the 5-yard run by Javari Funchess.
They did.
Can they mount one last comeback?
They've made big plays all night. Both teams have made big plays all night long. They move the ball to the near hash. 1st and 10 from the 20. Najai Davidson, 4 wide receivers, 3 left, 1 right. Javari Funchess next to him. Claps his hands, takes it himself. There's nothing there. He's tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
2 Trojans back there.
Number 3, Grover Patterson.
Lost 3, excuse me.
2nd down and 13. Under 4 minutes to go. 3:49, 3:48 and counting. Davidson clapped his hands, trying to get the East Lansing to jump.
A couple guys moved, but they didn't go into the neutral zone.
Down to 3:30 left. Dropping to throw. Throws it out to the left. It is caught. Almost caught. Almost intercepted. Should have been caught by Karan Turnley. Almost intercepted by Daryl Jeter. 3rd down and 13.
They finally went for a short pass. They've been trying to do these long, deep passes for the most part.
Yep.
And Turnley, I think he took his eye off the ball at the last second. I think he heard Jeter coming.
Maybe.
And took his eye off it.
3rd and 13 for Everett.
You got to get, hopefully you get at least 7 or 8 on this play.
Yeah, because you almost have to go for it on 4th down. 3:25 left. Here we go. Dropping back is Davidson. Feeling pressure. Throws it high. Throws it deep. He's got a man out there. Incomplete. And it's 4th down.
Again, no time to throw the ball. That's why he's had to take these balls and just throw them deep, because there has been a guy rushing towards him by the Trojans every single time he's dropped back to pass.
And timeout.
This is an official timeout?
Might need to make a clock adjustment here. There's 3:09 left. Yep, they're going to adjust the clock, Eric.
Yeah,
the clock was still running, and I think they're going to make an adjustment, put some time back on the clock.
An official over here, talking to the Everett sideline.
They are not going to restart this game until this clock. Yep, they're going to redo the clock. Says 3:09, but I think there's going to be more time on the clock.
Yeah, there must be a couple more seconds that had ticked off than they had. Yeah, okay.
3:16. There we go.
So 7 extra seconds had ticked off.
Okay. Well, that's important.
And Everett looked like they're going to line up to go for it here. Nope, they send in the punt guys.
They have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah,
understand the philosophy here.
Yep, here comes the punt team. Well, if they'd have been able to pick up some yards on 3rd down, maybe you think about it.
Because if you don't get it here, this game is just about over.
Mm-hmm. Burning a timeout.
Yeah, yep. Even though they scored a touchdown. Yeah, Javari Funchess has to come out.
They need a gunner over there.
Yep.
They need another guy.
Play clock is down to 10. Under 10. Snap back to Davidson. Gets the kick away. Not a great kick. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line. 26-yard punt. And East Lansing's going to have great field position. All they need really is a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got a field goal kicker. Isaiah Armstrong hit a short one early on the first drive of the game. 3:12 left.
Field goal pretty much puts it out of range for Everett.
Everett's got 2 timeouts. 2 first downs probably end this game.
Yes. 5:15 left in the 3rd. DeWitt 28, Grand Ledge nothing.
So they're likely going to go
7-0
to 7-0.
Williamston knocks off Lansing Eastern 52-16
for their 2nd win of the year. Pretty much got to sell out if you're Everett.
Mm-hmm. It's Clarizio time.
Yep. Fletcher under center, 4 wide receivers. Here comes the run blitz. Handoff. Clarizio gets through everybody. He's going to go. Touchdown. East Lansing. 43 yards.
And if you don't get him right away, that's what happens. Untouched. Through the left side of the offensive line. Back-to-back touches. Back-to-back touchdowns.
And that's what he can do. And it's 39-26.
If you don't get him right away, you got nobody else left because you've sold out.
Well, we got 2 flags.
Well, this must be after.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike. East Lansing, unsportsmanlike.
And he's ejected.
And 1 player's ejected.
He got 2 unsportsmanlikes. Who's been ejected?
Somebody's been ejected. Not sure who.
I don't know. Somebody must have said the magic words several times.
Yeah, maybe.
The referee made a kicking motion like somebody got kicked.
Oh, boy.
Isaiah Armstrong is the one that's over by the coach, but I don't know if he's the one that's been ejected. Still waiting to see. I haven't seen anybody leave.
We're just waiting here.
The only person who has taken their helmet off for East Lansing and walked over to the sideline was number 52, Tommy Stout. No? Still trying to figure out. Is it Fletcher? Yeah, it's Ben Fletcher.
It's the quarterback, Ben Fletcher, we think. We don't know for sure.
Well, his teammate
escorting him off the field.
Yeah, Gus Greenwaltz was over there giving him some encouragement. So I think it's been Fletcher.
Wow. Does that affect him next week? Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, he's sitting on the bench right now.
I didn't see what he did or what he said.
It must have been something said.
Oh, man.
And to get two of them.
And he got two on sports.
It must have been a lot.
So that's a 30-yard penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So hold on here. Snap, good. Placement down. Kick on the way.
Nope.
No good. Off to the right.
Yeah, pushed it.
And so with 3:04 left, it's East Lansing 39, Everett 26. Man, they can score quick.
Mm-hmm. Clarizio, man.
Roughing the kicker.
Oh, geez. This game's got everything.
So they'll kick it again.
All right, then.
That's the...
Was it the 10th or 11th? For Everett.
That's the 10th penalty.
Okay.
East Lansing's got 7.
Oh, man. Bad snap.
Bad snap.
And he's going to fall on it.
He's going to fall. He meaning...
Isaiah Armstrong.
Isaiah Armstrong has to fall on it, so the conversion's no good. Anyway.
So after all that, it's still 39-26.
With 3:04 left. Everett's got some work to do, obviously.
Penalties have been an issue.
Oh, my goodness. Both teams.
Yeah. Well, penalties the last 2 weeks for Everett. They were able to overcome it against Grand Ledge. But against East Lansing, not so much. Missing Mason Chadwell has, obviously affected them offensively. But offensive line has not given Najai Davidson any time to throw tonight. That's been their biggest problem. And the penalties.
They'll be kicking off from their own 10-yard line. Apparently, Ben Fletcher picked up back-to-back unsportsmanlike conduct penalties after the touchdown. So East Lansing's going to be kicking off from their own 10-yard line. When's the last time this happened?
I don't know if I've ever seen a team kick off from their 10. Usually, you get a 10-yard penalty or 15 or something like that. But I don't think I've ever seen somebody kick it from their 10.
So Everett's going to get real good field position out of this.
Yeah, does Ben Fletcher have to miss next week's first half?
I don't know.
End of the third quarter, an 8-player. Fulton 16, St. Pat 14.
Okay. DeWitt leading Grand Ledge 35-0. They're in the third quarter.
Yep. Elliott Larner, 32 yards.
Oh, they're going to kick off from the 12. They say half the distance from the goal line for the second one.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because it was 15 and then, okay, all right, that makes sense.
Isaiah Armstrong kicks it off.
And it goes out of bounds.
And it's going to go out of bounds.
Make him kick it again?
I'd make him kick it again.
Yeah.
Move him back 5 yards.
No time went off the clock.
Yep.
Might as well.
Yep. 3:01 left.
They're just going to take it to the 35?
Well, where are they going to put the... Normally it's the 35-yard line, but because of the penalty, do they move it up?
Yeah, they're taking that. Nope.
So it'll be 30 yards from the 35.
Okay.
Or close to it anyway.
Yeah. I guess you do take this one then if it's going to be inside the 40-yard line of East Lansing.
Yes. They're going to... Man.
Seen a little bit of everything in this ball game. Is it the 8th penalty now for East Lansing?
Well, it doesn't really count because you don't mark any yardage.
That's true.
So it'll be 1st and 10, Everett from the East Lansing 38. 3:01 left. Wild fourth quarter here at Archie Ross Stadium.
Everett's still in it with this.
They're not out of it yet, no.
Because of this, where their field positions
Yes. They got to score quickly, though.
Yep. 5 wides.
Dropping to throw is Davidson. Looking, throws it high, throws it deep. He's got a man there. Oh, and it's just out of his reach.
There's a flag. It's going to be holding on Everett. Going for the quick score. Is that number 12 out there? Yeah, the TJ Benson.
TJ Benson.
And
we got an East Lansing player down.
Yep. I think that's Jay Carnegie. We saw him limp off earlier in the ball game. Yeah, it is Jay Carnegie. There is holding. We're going to have a 3-hour game here pretty soon.
Almost. It's almost like DeWitt's playing.
Yeah, say we're playing DeWitt game here.
This game started at 6 o'clock. Well, just a touch after 6 o'clock.
But nevertheless, yeah.
Here we are at 8:39 in the evening. And we still got 2:55 left. 11 penalties for 92 yards unofficially.
For Everett.
7 penalties for 81 yards for East Lansing. And it looks like their quarterback, Ben Fletcher, has been ejected from the game for 2 back-to-back unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. And I see whoever East Lansing's backup quarterback, he's back there warming up. We'll have post-game stats and analysis after this one's over. May take a little while. 1st and 20 for Everett at the East Lansing 48-yard line. So here we go. Dropping to throw is Davidson. Feeling some pressure. He gets outside, throws it out to the left, intercepted.
Number 13.
That's number 13. That's Kellen Lott. First turnover of the game.
For Everett.
And that's probably going to do it.
Yep.
In the first of what may be 2 meetings this season, Doc. They're both in Division II. Chances are good.
Could meet up again.
They could meet up again.
But this is now... 9 straight losses for Everett against East Lansing.
Counting the 2 last year.
This will make it 10, actually. 10 straight, because they did play twice. Yep, last time Everett had beaten East Lansing was 2014. They won 3 in a row, 2012, 2013, 2014. So they were looking try and get something here tonight. They lost 54-14 last year, but East Lansing going to get them again.
And let's see who the backup quarterback is. That's number 14. That's B.J. Artister. Hands off to the running back. Is that Clarizio? I can't see.
It is Clarizio.
Well, he goes and gets 6 or 7 yards going over the right side. And if I was Bill Farraco, I'm sure he instructed him. B.J. Artister, get the snap from center. Number 1. Number 2, Hand the ball off to Jace Clarizio.
Yeah.
3, get out of the way.
Yep.
You are not throwing the football in this situation. 2:20 to go. Second down and about 5, they say, at the 37. Artister under center. Fake handoff. Now he's going to run with it, and he's going to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be third down, and I think Everett's going to call timeout. And yes, they do. I think they were waiting to see what happened on that play before thinking about calling a timeout. 1:52 left. It's going to be third and long. And now if you're East Lansing,
hand the ball off again.
Hand the ball off to Clarizio. If you don't get the first down, you make Everett use their last timeout and then punt the ball away. Heck of an effort by both teams, though. But, man, a lot of penalties.
Oh, yeah, lots of penalties for both sides. East Lansing is going to be a huge win for them to help out their playoff chances.
Oh, no kidding.
There were 22nd sitting into this ball game.
If they can finish this off, they'll move up from that.
Everett was sitting at 9th, so they'll drop back a little bit in this one. Probably not a lot, but East Lansing definitely will improve. And then they got a chance to win their next 2 ball games and finish out this season
6-3.
Yep.
And depending on their points, might get a home game.
Yeah, they might get a home game. They might play this team again. Did we call that game that pre-district game?
We did.
Yeah, that's right.
We did. Close for a half.
And then East Lansing took over.
And that was the game that head coach Jaleel Canny got himself ejected. Didn't coach in the first game of the season this season. Artister, hands off.
Oh, he lost it.
Clarizio fumbles. It's
still on the ground.
Scrum 4. We're going to wait and see. 144.
He got it back.
He got it back.
I think it was number 52 fell on top of it, Tommy Stout.
And now I think Everett's going to call a timeout. Yep. They're going to call their last timeout. They have to. 144 left. It's going to be fourth down.
Well, he hasn't been taking handoffs from Artister.
No.
It's from Fletcher. It's different. Each quarterback's got a different handoff.
Yep.
And Clarizio, he never had it.
144 left. Still not over.
No, I say if Everett had fallen on top of that ball,
clock stops.
The clock stops, and then you got a chance to
save your timeout.
Yeah. And then you're in great field position, but now East Lansing can just punt the ball away.
Which they almost certainly will.
I don't think you take any chances here in going for it.
Post-game stats and analysis coming up. This game's taken almost 2 hours, 45 minutes. Post-game stats and analysis and scores from around the mid-Michigan area coming up in our post-game show. 1:37 left in regulation. East Lansing has scored 2 touchdowns within a minute and 10 seconds of each other to turn a 26-all tie into a 39-26 lead.
TJ Benson back to receive this punt for Everett.
Snap, good. Kick away, almost blocked. Taken by Benson at the 36. Backs up to the 35. Gets to the 40, maybe the 42. First and 10, Everett. 1:27 left.
A good tackle by B.J. Armstrong. Excuse me, B.J. Wyndham.
B.J. Wyndham.
And a 90s flashback for a second there.
Yeah. I would not be against doing the rematch of East Lansing at Everett, no matter where it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's here or Lynn C. Adams Stadium over at East Lansing. 42-yard line, first and 10. Own 42.
Score quick.
5 wide receivers. Yes, they do. 5 wide receivers. Dropping to throw. Throws it out to the right. It's incomplete.
Deflected.
Second down.
And Najai Davidson, 9 for 9 in the first half.
Struggled in the second half.
He is 2 for 11.
Oh, man.
With an interception in the second half.
Yep.
It's been the pressure for East Lansing. The defense has gotten to
it.
It
has. Fumbled the snap, and now there's a scrum for it.
It's still, and it's still going.
East Lansing has it.
Yeah.
We're going to wait for the official word, but East Lansing has it at it's number 3. That's Jeff Grover Patterson, and East Lansing's got it. Bad snap from center.
Had a couple of those tonight, too.
And now East Lansing can just fall on the ball. 2 kneel downs, and that'll end it.
Yep.
Heck of a fourth quarter by East Lansing. Heck of a second half.
Yeah, they
credit to them.
Yep, they took the lead late in that third quarter. Everett bounced back to tie it up, and then East Lansing ever since then.
When you got the best player on the field, Jace Clarizio. But the biggest play of the game was that 3rd and 20.
Yeah.
B.J. Artister, the backup quarterback, takes a knee. Have to take one more, and then that'll be it. East Lansing now 4-3 on the season. Everett falls to 5-2. Artister under center. Gets it under 40 seconds. Take a knee, and that'll be it. They don't have to run another play. Clock is running. Down to 20 seconds. And now they line up. When you have the best player on the field, sometimes you give him the ball, just give him the ball and let him win the game for you.
Give him the ball, get out of the way, right?
Jace Clarizio did that in the fourth quarter. Battling injuries all season long, Doc, and even last year as well. He looked good tonight. And now zeros are on the clock, and it's official. East Lansing beats Everett tonight 39-26. We'll take a timeout and come back. Post-game stats and analysis. After this, an announcement for This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
The best of the best can be found in the High School Hall of Fame, and it's already championship season this fall. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Over the 100 years of the MHSAA's existence, there have been numerous memorable moments, classic games, and standout performers. 10 standouts have gone on to be selected for the National High School Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame started in 1982, and in 1983, Michigan had its first representative added, Charles E. Forsyth, the first executive director of the MHSAA. After that, River Rouge boys basketball coach Lofton Green was inducted in 1986. Warren Regina's Diane Laffey went in 2000. Fenville's Richie Jordan in 2001. Grosse Pointe Woods University Liget's Bob Wood in 2005. Bloomfield Hills Cranbrook's Jim Johnson in 2007. Owasso's Brad Van Pelt in 2011. Vermontville Maple Valley's Ken Beardsley in 2016. Retired MHSAA Executive Director Jack Roberts in 2022. And Dearborn Heights Robichaud's Tyrone Wheatley just this past summer. The National High School Hall of Fame has nearly 530 inductees, with at least one from every state. Inductees include student athletes, coaches, officials, administrators, participants in the performing arts, and other individuals who've made outstanding contributions to high school sports. Each year at the NFHS's summer meetings, a new class goes into the hall. For more on the Michigan contingent in the National High School Hall of Fame, please go to MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Holland's Otis Fickle, who scored 4 times, including the game winner in a 5-4 win over Holland Christian. The win clinched a share of the OK Black Conference title for Holland. Cadillac's Cassie Genema, she had 15 kills, 3 blocks, 47 assists, and 49 digs as the Vikings beat Clare, Fruitport, and Midland in a non-conference volleyball quad. And to Holland West Ottawa's Helen Sachs. She was first at the Portage Invitational, the 7th straight cross-country race she's won this year.
Graduating seniors could qualify for a tuition-free skills certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
It's 2nd and 10 for Team A at their own 40-yard line. They complete a pass to Team B's 30-yard line, but fumble the ball forward, where Team A recovers at the 22-yard line. During the play, Team B is flagged for roughing the passer. Assuming Team A accepts the penalty, where is the penalty enforced? Is it enforced from the spot of the foul, enforced from the previous spot, enforced from the spot of the fumble, or enforced from the spot of the fumble recovery? If you said enforced from the spot of the recovery, you are correct. Since it was recovered at the 22-yard line and roughing is a 15-yard penalty, it would be enforced half the distance to the goal line. 1st down and 10 for Team A from the 11-yard line.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. The first MHSAA championships for the 2024-25 school year are in the books, with champions in UP girls tennis. In Division 1, Negaunee brought home the trophy for a 3rd straight year. The Miners got wins in number 2 and number 4 singles and swept the 4 doubles matches. Ishpeming Westwood came in 2nd, Escanaba was 3rd. In Division 2, Ishpeming narrowly defeated West Iron County for the title. Ishpeming was victorious in number 1, 2, and 3 doubles en route to a 2nd straight D2 title. Norway came in 3rd. Next up, Lower Peninsula Girls Golf and LP Boys Tennis crown champions next week. Then it's boys soccer and cross country on Saturday, November 2nd. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll be back next week.
Lansing Sports Station. The Game, 7:30 a.m.
Brock Palmbos, Erik Love back here at Archie Ross Stadium. East Lansing beats Everett tonight, 39-26. A couple of Jace Clarizio fourth-quarter touchdowns, the difference in tonight's game. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Jeff and Chris Metz and Dowding Industries. Always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at dowdingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. And by Megan Zemer and her great staff at the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out details at lansingsports.org. All right, we'll give you a recap here of the second half, because if I did the whole game, it would take too long. Let's just be honest with you. It was, man, what was the score at the half? I completely forgot. I drew a blank. What was the score at halftime? Oh, yeah, it was 20-18 Everett at half. That's right.
Yes.
I forgot about that. In the first half, Isaiah Armstrong had a field goal. Najai Davidson had a couple of touchdown passes to Karan Turnley. Ben Fletcher threw a couple of touchdown passes, one to Jace Clarizio, one to J.L. Branson. To the second half, Ben Fletcher threw to Daryl Jeter, a 55-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion was good, and it was 26-20 East Lansing, as that touchdown came late in the third quarter, 1:58 to go in the third quarter. Everett, however, came back. Everett on a long drive. Javari Funchess finished off the drive with a 5-yard touchdown. They went for 2, didn't get it at the 7:48 mark of the fourth, and it was tied at 26. And then East Lansing got the ball. They were backed up a little bit. They had a couple of penalties. They had a 3rd and 20 in their own territory. And the biggest play of the game, Doc, Ben Fletcher throwing a 24-yard pass to Owen Fortman and then add a 15-yard face mask penalty onto that. And it was 39 yards on one play. East Lansing was inside the Everett 25-yard line. A couple of Jace Clarizio runs later. They're in the end zone. One for 18 yards and then one for 5 yards, which scored the touchdown. Extra point good. 33-26. East Lansing, 4:14 to go in the fourth. East Lansing forced Everett to punt. Everett couldn't move the ball. They had to punt. They had 2 timeouts left, so they could punt the ball. And then all East Lansing did, give the ball to Jace Clarizio.
One play. 43
yards. Touchdown good. Extra point was no good. And with 3:09 to go in the 3:04 left in the fourth quarter, 39-26. East Lansing then intercepted a pass from Everett. They had an interception, and then they recovered a fumble, 2 turnovers by Everett in the final 4 minutes. And East Lansing wins it tonight, 39-26. East Lansing is now 4-3 overall. They are 3-1 in league play. Mainly boost their playoff chances, honestly. Everett falls to 5-2 overall. They are 3-1 in the league. DeWitt's going to be 4-0. They're blowing out Grand Ledge tonight. 4-0 in league play. They're 7-0. They will be 7-0 overall. That game not over with
yet.
It is.
It is win final. It's 42-0.
42-0. Everett, 2 turnovers tonight. East Lansing, 1 turnover. That was a forced fumble by Jace Clarizio. Everett scored on that. But penalties were the key tonight. Everett, 11 penalties, 92 yards. East Lansing, 7 penalties for 81 yards. And their quarterback, Ben Fletcher, ejected from the game on the touchdown.
Yeah, the second Clarizio touchdown.
For the 43-yard touchdown. And that was it. Yeah, he was ejected from the game, and the backup quarterback, B.J. Artister, had to finish the game. We're not sure if Fletcher's going to play next week. I'm not sure he will.
I don't know. Yeah, is it a first-half suspension? Is it a full game suspension?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
He picked up 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Didn't see what he did.
Same play.
Didn't say what he said, but 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on the same play. You never see a quarterback do that.
No.
But that's the way it worked out. Man, penalties the key tonight. 11 for 92 for Everett. East Lansing not much better. 7 for 84.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest story of the ball game was the penalties. They were hurtful. East Lansing overcame a couple of them, but Everett, it seemed like theirs really dogged them down and either gave East Lansing better field position like they did in that big play, or they were forced them to push themselves back out. They did a couple times on the 2-point conversion. They had to go back. One they got. The second time they didn't, but that would have given them the lead in that second one too. They would have been able to up 2. Would have been 28-26 in the fourth quarter. But penalties the biggest story of the ball game.
And it absolutely affected the game. You got the unofficial stats.
For Everett, Najai Davidson, 11 for 20 for 179, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Karan Turnley, big game, 7 catches, 131 and 2 touchdowns, but most of that came in the first half. Javari Funchess, 18 carries, 42 yards, and 2 touchdowns. They had 86 rush total, did the Vikings, and 265 overall for them. For East Lansing, Ben Fletcher, 14-17, 266 and 3 touchdowns. Jace Clarizio, 24 carries, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, did have a 15-yard receiving touchdown, and Owen Fortman led them in receiving 4 catches for 79 yards, including that huge one. 215 rushing. They actually had negative yards because of sacks and kneel downs,
right,
but
right.
481 total for the Trojans, so almost 500 yards of offense.
East Lansing will look to get to 5-3 next week when they host Waverly at East Lansing High School. Everett will try to regroup, playing their South Side rivals. They go a little further south. They play the Holt Rams next week. So that's that for that. East Lansing wins at 39-26. We'll be back. We'll get to other scores from around the mid-Michigan area and wrap it up here from Archie Ross Stadium as we cross the 9 o'clock hour. I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station.
WVFN.
Back one final time at Archie Ross Stadium. East Lansing beats Everett tonight, 39-26. Final scores, I got a couple already. DeWitt shut out Grand Ledge tonight, 42-0. And about the big story there, that game took 2 hours to play.
Yeah, usually those games take 3 hours.
Williamston has beaten Eastern tonight, 52-16.
Mason has knocked off Fowlerville 42-7.
Congratulations to them. They are the outright CAAC Red Champs once again.
Let's see what else we got here. I saw I had a score here. Now I got to keep
scrolling. Start of the fourth quarter, Fulton 16, Portland St. Pat's 14 in 8-player football.
Third quarter, Langsburg 33, Dansville 14.
Okay.
Start of the fourth, Leslie 48, East Jackson 8.
Leslie looking to get to 7-0 on the season.
Looking pretty good right now.
Sure is. Oh, by the way, Cleveland Guardians manager Stephen Vogt has announced that former Tiger Matthew Boyd will start for them in Game 5 tomorrow. Okay. We'll go over the programming tomorrow in just a second here.
Yeah.
Still looking for some other scores.
I'm half hour out and I got nothing else. I think that might be it for us.
Refresh the Twitter here.
Yeah, do it one more time. Final, Leslie 54, East Jackson 14. So Blackhawks 7-0.
Joel Cranmore, what a great year they're having. That's the best year Leslie's had in years.
Yep.
Got a shot to win the Cascade Conference outright in just their second year. 2 more wins do it. And congratulations to them. I
got nothing else.
Okay. Well, Doc, final thoughts on this one. East Lansing wins at 39-26. Jace Clarizio did not play last week. We didn't find out that until before the game started. Yep. He made the difference. And also the injury to Mason Chadwell, Everett's star wide receiver. He didn't play tonight. He's in a walking boot. Hopefully he can get back before the playoffs.
Yep.
But that was
a
factor
how serious
tonight.
it is.
We don't know.
Maybe it's a week-to-week thing. You never know.
It could be.
Hopefully he'll be okay. They missed him. Karan Turnley stepped up, had a big game for him. He played very well. The run game was not there for Everett. They couldn't protect the quarterback, Najai Davidson. He was always running around for his life. It seemed like every single play.
Played his heart out. Both teams played their hearts out tonight.
He did. They just didn't get the protection that they wanted. So I think that if they give him a little bit more playing time, we saw some receivers make some plays in the first half. If he had a little bit more time to throw the ball, they could do that. But East Lansing, huge win on the road.
Yep.
They needed this one. I mean, if they'd have fallen to 3-4, it wouldn't have been the end of their playoffs, but it helps them a lot. Move them up in the playoff rankings. The Clarizio is a big thing, but penalties. Both teams got to work on these penalties, man. For Everett, we've seen back-to-back weeks they've had a lot, and East Lansing, we've seen them in the past have a lot of them too, so they got to clean that up.
That 3rd and 20 conversion, Ben Fletcher to Owen Fortman.
And then the tack on the 15.
And then the tack on the 15.
That was the
biggest play of the game.
Yep.
Set up East Lansing.
It turned things around.
Yep. And I'm seeing us thank you to our friend Chuck Kraft. St. Pat's has lost.
Oh.
Fulton beats them 24-20 tonight up at Fulton High School up in Middleton. Tough loss for St. Pat's. That's their first loss of the season here. Let me see here. Trying to find an update. Oh, I do. I have one here. Okemos leading Coldwater, 4th quarter. Okemos 14, Coldwater 7.
Okay. It was 7-7 at half.
They scored in the 3rd quarter.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, hopefully the Wolves can get their second win.
Wouldn't that be something? Hey, if they finish 2-7, that's success for them.
It's a huge improvement, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to wrap it up here for us here tonight as they're shutting everything down. Thanks to Everett Athletic Director Sharonda Hurd for helping us out tonight. As far as next week, we got to wait and see what happens with the Tiger game tomorrow.
Yes.
By the way, tomorrow, Tigers, 12:40 p.m. pregame, WVFN, 108 start. Tarek Skubal for the Tigers, Matthew Boyd for the Guardians. That's on WVFN in a game that's been moved around a couple of times. Then tomorrow afternoon, 5:30, 1240 WJIM, Michigan State Hockey hosting Boston College, second of that 2-game series. And then at 6:45 tomorrow night, WVFN, the Detroit Red Wings play Game 2 of 82 of the regular season as they host the Nashville Predators. That's what we got coming up tomorrow. But as for tonight, again, thanks to Sharonda Hurd, the Everett Athletic Director, for helping us out tonight. Always great to come here to Archie Ross Stadium. Thanks to Nathan Vandenberg for helping us out. And for my broadcast partner, Eric Docklove, I'm Brock Palmbush. Thank you for listening tonight. You've been listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 AM WVFN, brought to you by Dowding Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission. Again, the final score, the East Lansing Trojans 39, the Everett Vikings 26. We'll talk to you next Friday night. Good night, everybody.